Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hello. Hello, and welcome to episode 57. I believe, no, 58, 57. 57 of Edge of Legend. I want to give a big shout out to all those who just rated us.
Hype Train.
Minimize my screen. Hello, Hype Train already.
Ooh, oh my.
What have we done? Tentacle raid. That's a weird word to say out loud. Thank you so much for the Hype Train. Thank you for the tentacles. If it gets level 5, I'll have to figure out a fun surprise.
But please, not with tentacles.
Fun surprise. What?
Every time someone says tentacles, I will do this.
What were you saying, Sidney, about the last one? I'm trying to not encourage the tentacle behavior.
Well, last time we got a level 5 Hype Train, you added a freaking dead monster floating in the sky with a castle on its back. So I don't know how we can beat that, but that would be amazing. Oh my god, F.U. Burton.
We can beat it with the power of friendship.
F.U. Burton, thank you so much for the subs, my
And
dude.
coupons.
Thank you
Those
so
friendship
much.
bracelets.
Yes,
That's
friendship
true.
bracelets.
And coupons.
And coupons. Eric Jackson. Oh my god.
Eric
guys.
Jackson, you guys. Oh my god, thank you so much. And for everyone that came in the raid, we're gonna get going, or else we're just gonna sit here and I'm probably gonna do like a whole like metal cry.
Oh my god, we're at level 5 already.
Oh my god, we're level. Okay, I'll see what I can figure out by the time we get there. But that's starting off. Let's keep moving, or else I'm gonna just get way distracted. Let's do a quick introduction. We'll do a quick recap, and we'll get right into it. We've got a level 5 Hype Train to start. We've got a whole raid that we do not want to disappoint. And getting us started, let's go with Kylie. Kylie, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
I wasn't prepared. I'm never first. Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. I play Shionibus, the Elven Ranger, and we both go by she, her.
Nice. Next up, Ian, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, what your pronouns are.
My name is Ian. I play Woodwort, the gnome druid, and roll for his friend Mush, and our collective pronouns are he, him.
Excellent. Excellent. Sidney, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello. My name is Sidney. My pronouns are she, her collectively, and I play Alona, the half-elf cloistered cleric.
Nice. Michael Powell, you know the drill. Name, character, pronouns. What?
As always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and we play the fabulous Rufa, human investigator, and our pronouns are he, him, they, them.
Heck yeah. Next up, last but not least, Sam. Please, Sam Sterling, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Sam, and I play Ichipokton Papaqui, also known as La Pacifica Dorita, and our pronouns are she, her.
Nice. I guess it just leaves me. My name is PJ Megaw. I'm the GM of Edge of Legend at Nat 20 Productions, and my pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing everyone and everything in between. Last time on Edge of Legend, if you didn't see Sidney's awesome recap, or check out the YouTube page with our VODs and archive, it was a crazy episode. Xanakin, who was a frenemy, I think. A frenemy is a good way to describe it. I mean...
More on enemy than friend.
I don't know if it matters at this point.
He didn't get a friendship bracelet.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Didn't you get a
half of
friendship
one.
bracelet?
Get half of one.
Friends.
So he did. Let me catch you up to speed on that. He gave them a choice. Like, listen, in order to take this war away from a guy who's going to destroy the whole planet, I have to be allowed to invade a city. They said, can we find a solution that's not that? And they decided on a championship fight to the death. They went to the place where kind of all of it started at a quarry just outside of a little town called Cobbledale, in a one-on-one fight in a ring in a Hell in a Cell match. They had the Lucha Barbarian fought Xanakin to the death. Xanakin died, and as he died, his last words were, hey, no hard feelings. But then his soul went into a necklace that was given to the team after a level 5 hype train a few episodes back. That necklace is now called the Merit of Xanakin, which gives them bonuses on diplomacy checks, intimidation checks, and all this kind of stuff to orcs, and allows them to recruit orcs no matter what the social problem they're having. That being said, it was about this time that a weird green fire burst out over the ridge, and all these trees were on fire. Water wasn't doing the trick. And then they had to solve the problem of this fire. It was burning like fire, but it was really a sort of acid breath, putting it out with kind of a base compound they got out of the quarry, as well as using mushrooms to absorb some of the radiant toxic energy of the fire out of the ground. Showed him as like a badass, did a kick-ass flip over all the fire and found hiding and waiting for her deep in the forest on a floating monster of a horse, Korrokos himself, with the corpse of Xanakin, who they just killed, on the back of his mount. With a critical 20, he skewered her with his mighty sword and killed her immediately, and then left her to die. The friends, though, not letting her die after putting out the fire, brought her back to health. They went back to the Cobbledale, where they met a man that seems to look familiar to a certain player who goes by the name of Number 6. And our good old Vigimat paladin named Joe is also here to let them know that beyond the Grand Divide, people are ready to come if called. And as the morning came in the city of Cobbledale, quaint little village of Cobbledale, where everything started in episode 1, they looked on the horizon with horror as Korrokos has promised that by the morning he shall rise. They see a floating castle on the back of a corpse of a long forgotten monster hovering in the sky. Korrokos has entered the war. And this is truly the beginning of the end of the Green War, because either the orcs siding with Korrokos will win, or whoever can stand against him will stop him from destroying the whole world. And this is where we pick up episode 57. Hey, no pressure. In that morning, between coffee and breakfast. And the question is, and this is a big one, what do you do?
Well, since Korrokos has entered the chat, we have just so much to take care of. So Korrokos said that like the next day, which is today, he would rain upon Adelphon. We don't necessarily know where on Adelphon he's reigning in, or even if that castle is his, because maybe he has a creepy demon monster he's riding. Maybe he has a creepy dead beast castle too. I don't know. Thoughts, anybody?
It all sounds pretty metal, but I definitely do want to roll. I don't know. I guess so. The last note I have is next morning, castle in the sky on back of dead monster ? So if that has happened when we're trying to have our morning coffee, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
When we see this thing, are we allowed to start making skill checks against it? Just
1,000%.
figure out what it is? Because that would be my
Absolutely.
only point from here on out, or way to go forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You guys can decide what skill check you want to try. I'll see if I can give you information relevant to the skill check. Obviously, some may not be able to offer anything at all, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Can I do a religion check?
Of course.
Okay. First roll of the night is not great. But that's okay. Does a 16 get me anything?
Phew. 16 will give you something, but not everything. So, with a 16, you know that castles in the sky are usually attributed to some sort of divinity. Can be attributed to divinity, obvious as that is.
Can I? Oh,
It might be gods. is the first thing out of Alona's mouth.
I'm gonna roll the opposite of that and roll occultism if possible.
Nice.
Okay.
That's the beauty of this team.
Yeah.
Well balanced. Imagine that.
Hmm.
Who would have thought?
That
We
would
still got
be,
our butt kicked.
Would my bonus for this being my case apply?
Sure.
That would be 23.
23. So as Lona's like, it looks divine. You start to look at the corpse floating in the air, and you know that whatever's keeping that thing afloat is some sort of magic spell. There is a power keeping this corpse in the air. It is a remote power, probably like from another plane.
Could be gods, but whatever is keeping that bloated thing afloat, Lufa would put his money on some sort of magic.
But if it's from another plane, it could also be religious.
Religion check.
Really?
Can I do that?
Say it again. What was the skill?
Religion check.
Absolutely.
18.
19. You want more information, or do you have a specific question in mind?
Alona said it could be gods. I would be thinking of like the domain of divinity, of any like knowledge I can get around that, or
Okay. Give me a religion. I want you to voice that. Okay, so you start thinking about what it could be. It's massive. It is a gigantic beast. And you can tell from the way its arms are outstretched that it had wings. And you're thinking maybe it was one of the bird gods of Azmakon, but who knows? But it looks like it's massive and has wings. Maybe it's Kamazats. You haven't talked to him in a while.
I relay this information.
I feel like we'd recognize it if it was
And-
Kamazats.
Could I roll a perception check to see if it's actually like bat wings?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
That is a 30.
Okay.
All we need.
It's now listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to tell because it looks like bat-like wings. However, the entire body is covered in stone. Like what happens to a corpse left in rock for too long, how it kind of like how the rock grows over it. Whatever this thing was, it has been altered by time to look a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Long wings stretch with the kind of veiny grips like a bat wing, a long neck with the head drooping lifelessly in the sky. And it looks like it's been covered in rock and debris. And you're starting to notice that may be what is built, like what the actual material of the castle is built out of, is the rock that has covered this creature as it floats in the air.
Mm-hmm. Are fossils a thing in this world? Like, is that like a study?
I mean, there's archaeologists all over
Okay.
the place. The Compass Rose has a lot of archaeologists.
Okay. It is some sort of bat-like wings, but stone. Perhaps some sort of fossil? What Lufa does see is whatever material they used to build the castle, they are using the same material as the stone that surrounds this creature.
I don't know many creatures that are made of stone that fly. So I don't know if this is part of the magical spell or not, but I'll be damned. I'm confused about this thing. I don't know if it's from here, like Alona was saying. Woodward thinking it over though. I rolled a 19 and a nature check brings me up to a 27. On a nature check to figure out which direction is it going and how fast.
Okay. You can tell it is many, many miles across the ocean coming from Azmakon, but you see that it is kind of moving over towards the south tip of the continent of Adelthon.
Thank you. Woodwards. I don't know what it is, but honestly, guys, I'm more concerned about where it's getting going. It looks like I may cross the southern tip of Adelphon.
So the southern tip of Adelphon, PJ.
Give me a check. Actually, I'll let you know.
Okay. What would you like for that?
Just about to look that up. I will take either a survival check, a lore geography check if you have that. If not, a lore check by itself is fine. And yeah, one of those two.
Oh,
is that a critical 20?
Oh yeah. Those are
Hell
beautiful
yeah.
dice.
Thank you. Reach Psyche gave them to me. It's made out of my birthstone. Beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
Cool.
All right. So your critical 20 tells you the biggest thing of interest on the Adolphon continent by the south is the second largest city in design, which is Agrippa upon Aubert.
Oh dear.
Never heard of it.
I don't know them suddenly.
Suddenly, I don't know them. Let's go back to the big walls.
Also, Alona and everyone else, you can make an Arcana check.
I was gonna say, Sam, we own stakes in the theater in Grippa upon a Bear. We have money there.
Listen, every show has a curtain call at some point.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, the type and pint is there, you guys.
That's right.
Ah,
No,
no,
we have to say the type and plane.
that's the
No.
one.
I got a 15.
I got a 6.
6.
Tip of the spear.
What? Oh no.
No, Kylie.
Killing it.
Which is pretty on brand because she doesn't like magic to begin with.
That's
Pretty
Pretty
fair.
on brand.
And we could just roll a normal lore check, right?
Mhm.
Coming in with a sweet 11, double
Ooh,
digits.
The double uno.
I got a 17.
17. Okay. You pull your heads together. You start kind of looking at it as it's moving off to Gripper upon a bear. You start kind of measuring it and looking at the wings and the long neck and the weird snout. And you realize this is a flying corpse of a fossilized dragon.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
Do we?
hold on.
No
Can I
good.
make another perception check to see if Rufa can tell what color?
I will say, I'll give it to you and say, if you look at it, it looks like it's stone colored.
Yeah, that's a
So-
good point.
I got a 27 for my perception check.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just want to know if this is the dragon that shot lightning out of me and is the one that we met in the middle of the Luchador Temple.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do I recognize it as that dragon?
No. And the big thing is you recognize it's not Automat, because I don't believe Automat actually had the dragon wings. He kind of was more of a wormkin that crawled, and he moved kind of like a snake in the air. This one's definitely.
Like,
So help me, Sam. So help me, Sam. Yeah, this one's definitely more like, it's, first of all, it's a very big, impressive dragon, long arms, long head, big wings coming out the back. Like, this must have been a big mother back in the day.
Is this? Hold up. We have bats. Could feasibly Alona fly with one of those bats to get a closer look at this castle?
If you want to try, you can.
Eesh. I don't fall to my death if they shoot something at me. Can I also at the same time roll a stealth check?
Sure.
Stealth
You
bat?
bats are stealthy. Maybe not in the daytime, but they're stealthy.
They are. I'm gonna do it.
All right, give me a stealth check with a -2, because you have a big old bat and it's daytime. Morning, to be precise.
Hero point. No.
Nope. Okay, so you start flying. I'll give you this choice, because as you're flying, your bat is screaming and screeching, doing that sonar thing and making a whole bunch of noise, because it's not used to the this kind of daytime flight without it, making a whole mess. You can turn back now, or you can try to calm it down and try to get another stealth check, still with a -2 to get at it.
You know what? No.
Like, so help me gods, Alona.
Curiosity does kill the cleric. So Yeah, no, I'll go back. I just have a sinking gut feeling that this is this is Korrokos's castle.
I love recycling the check going, oh yeah, let's just fly right up to the big black omen as soon as it shows up.
I I just wanted to.
I-
It could be fine. I don't know.
They could just be misunderstood.
You never
Um,
know. Dragons
I-
are good.
I got an 18 perception check.
Mhm.
Since we are differentiating worms from wyverns.
Mhm,
Is this a dragon with 4 legs, or does it have just wings for the front and it's a wyvern?
Sir, how dare you? I'm offended. You think I'm that kind of pedestrian? who
I'm a
get
dragon
worms,
nerd.
wyverns, and
I'm gonna
dragons
be a part
confused?
of, I'm gonna be a part of the argument. I just want to make sure.
Sir, let me excuse me, sir. Let me clarify all of that. It has 4 legs, as in 2 front appendages and 2 rear appendages, and the wings are not attached to an appendage. They are autonomous on the back.
That, sir, would be a dragon.
Indubitably. We all have. God damn it, I
Nerds.
don't have glasses. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Great. So we've confirmed it's a dragon, and it's a dragon we don't know. It is stone colored at the moment. It's got a big castle that we think could have come, or it also from another plane.
Mm-hmm.
Possibility of that. And we're pretty sure that it is headed to the south of Adelphon, where Grip Upon a Bear is.
That is correct.
Great.
We should send
PJ.
word. Oh,
Yes.
Can I roll? I don't know if this will even make sense. Even if it's a disadvantage, I'll do it. Is it a chance that I can see anyone standing outside of this castle? I'll take a disadvantage. I don't mind.
Also,
Korrokos
it
is
is-
just there squinting.
yeah.
Just like got his thing out. He's like,
Edge lording.
give me a perception check with a -4.
That's a 23.
20 with a -4. Okay. So what does your elven eyes see? Apparently everything. And what they see looking at this construct, you do see running around the castle a bunch of small bodies with large oblong heads and almost like these really weird pointy ears and giant flapping feet. They seem to be screaming and running in a mixture of joy and confusion. You see running after them massive, massive bodies with large weapons running after them, shouting orders. And somewhere high on what would be the battle mount, you do see, looking at you with, you can tell you from here, a 6 smile, Korrokos himself, just like waving at you.
Hey, look, did you see my castle?
Hey guys,
Of course you did. You're in its shadow.
Sick ride, bro.
sick rod, bro.
He's like showing off his whip just to just to be like, you had bats. You thought bats were cool? Check out my fossilized dragon castle. It's got 6 cylinders.
Yeah, you know it's
Okay,
okay
I
for,
do
like,
need
an
a breakdown.
V8.
I need a breakdown from Alona of how many cylinders each type of dragon has. I just want that to be part of her forbidden knowledge. Worms are
kinda-
working with a V4. It's strange. Doesn't happen. They usually go with the straight, but from this year to this year.
Yeah. And then they stopped producing the Wyvern in about 1982 due to the crisis and embargo. But then when they came back in 1984, they started using the V6 at this point. They didn't go with a crossfire injection yet, not until about 1984. But you know,
I love that. I would
It's
love
another one
Lona
shot.
were crossed over with the mechanic girl from Atlantis.
Audrey,
Yeah.
the best.
Oh, this is so the best. Okay. Well, that sucks. But at least we know because of Woodward that at least they're going to Agrippa upon Aubert first, which is not bad. I
We
guess.
also have access to Isawo's house here. It's how we got here. Agrippa upon a bear, maybe, if I'm remembering right, we visited Isawo there. I don't know where Isawo has to be for us to access point A to point B, since it seems like he is guiding us through his magic. If he has to be at his house in a grip upon a bear, he's not. We literally just left him in Adelphon, which is a problem.
Well,
But maybe we can convince him to send us there.
I always thought that his house was basically his house is just one house, but his door just connects to different places.
Right. I'm just
always
curious
home.
if he's the magical point that the door leads to. Correct.
Their
Hey, excuse me.
places. That's okay. Let's go to get the corrections. Their house is like a nexus point, if you will. Every time you go into their house, you can only come out of their house in a different location.
So it's like Howl's Moving Castle.
If you want to know my inspiration for this, I can do this now, or I can do this for Q&A when this campaign is all done.
Okay, do it when the campaign's over. But
All
it's
right.
totally.
Okay. So yeah, you can go to Isabeau's place. I'm sure they're more than happy to use their magic house for that.
I feel like after our trip to I think we should warn a grip upon a bear. We were there, and the last time we were there, we were kind of the only ones they listened to, albeit a brief moment, but at least we have that with them. I'm not entirely sure sending an emissary is probably our best bet.
I think you're absolutely right, Woodward. We should absolutely go there ourselves. Question: is everyone healed up completely from the last horribleness? No. Can I heal people real quick before we go to grip upon a bear? I might get smited by Korrokos.
We
Did
can
we
also
not have a long rest?
well, we can also roll for whatever we got back at night.
That's true.
Yes. Long rests do not give full HP back, which is kind of rough.
You get isn't it your constitution modifier? Is it plus your level or by your level back? So it's like multiplied.
Close. Yeah, it is. You regain hit points equal to your constitution modifier multiplied by your level. So you still get a good amount. So whatever your con modifier is times 4 at this point. There are feats I think that give you more health back on that time. I think fast healing and or toughness does the same, but it gives you more back. So there's that as well to consider.
Also, if anybody needs healing, the night before, Rufa could also give them some of the berry tarts he has in his knapsack of halfling kind that heals. Well, could we say instead of berry tarts, they're berry buns?
Sure, absolutely.
Perfect.
I mean, I need to be on brand.
Everything is buns.
Yeah, gotta be on brand. So they're berry buns.
Woodward has a pretty high constitution, so he, although he would love a refreshment after dinner of some sort of berry themed dessert, he does not need that, and I am fully healed.
I took
Nice.
no damage, so I'm fully healed.
Let's see where am I? Oh, is that right?
It probably is. You did fight a general of the Green Army just by yourself last time.
And also got spit on by acid.
That's also a thing.
Like, I'm showing like pretty good. I don't know if I missed some points.
Sam, do you need
Yeah.
a berry bun? It heals 4d8 plus 8.
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
Friendship buns.
Does Kylie? Does Chonobus need any buns?
Given I'm sitting at 18 out of 53, yes.
Yes,
I do.
You get one bun too. That's 4d8 plus 8 hit points.
Oh, right. You almost died.
I did
It's
die.
like,
Thanks.
She was
Yeah.
bleeding out and dying.
right.
They had a timer on the clock for how fast Alona could heal her before she bled out.
I do love Shionabis just not telling anybody as we're trying to figure out what this dragon is. She's like holding bandages to her ribs, this open wound.
It's fine.
I'll be okay. Figure it out, guys. You got this.
How Chonobus becomes a mummy.
Oh no.
All right.
Well,
Well,
what
You
was the
said
points?
4d8?
Yeah, 4d8 plus 8.
that's
Do
a
we
lot.
roll it or you roll it?
You roll it.
Oh.
That's not bad. Okay.
We're good. These must be like the best berry tarts to ever taste. You know what? Actually, though, it would be hilarious if they tasted horrible. Like they tasted like
Like
medicine.
medicine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
just
these
try-
berry tarts are actually loaded with like Sudafed and epinephrine. Have a great time.
It's like Robitussin is grape
Well,
flavored.
Since it's a
Oh
knapsack of
God.
since it's a knapsack of halfling kind, I'm just imagining that they're like Keebler elves in there, like making these buns every day.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
And I love that.
How we all looking HP wise?
Back to full. Thank you. Got 26 on that.
All right.
Hey, Alona.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. I'm
Thanks.
gonna heal Shionibus. She's going to go up to her wounds, and let me do a 1d10 plus 8. Let me just do one. How much do you need?
13.
Okay, I'll do 1d10 plus 8. So that's 16 points of health.
Sweet.
Solid.
Thank you.
Of course. We're gonna get knocked back down and then get up again. And then get knocked back down and then get up again. And y'all never gonna get me down. But, you know.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. I'm
And-
never going to turn around and desert you.
I hope
Single tear.
I hope Shionibus is saying this to Alona as she's like bandaging her freaking
No,
gut.
it's more of don't jerk me out. That hurts. That hurts.
I'm sorry.
And
I
this
didn't
is how
mean
we
to.
get. I was gonna say this is how we get that copyright strike. on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Woodward walks by just whistling. Dabba dee dabba die as he walks by.
My childhood in that song. All right. Is there any other things you guys need to take care of before we move forward?
Nope.
Cool. You guys are going to Isuo in Cobbledale, correct?
Hopefully to convince us to let us go to grip upon a bear.
Okay.
Oh, as we're going to Itsuo's, Rufus gonna also say, there is a continent in the east. Rufa has heard it is very nice this time of year. I mean, we do not have to deal with big, scary dragon flying castles. The continent.
Aretha? Go ahead.
Please go ahead, Alona.
You know, Rufa, you're right. We could just go on vacation, not pay attention to this at all, until Korrokos takes over the entire world. And then where will we go on vacation, Rufa? Nowhere. We'll be ruled by a gigantic overlord who wants nothing but to kill us all. So I feel like in order to enjoy vacation, we have to deal with this first.
That is very good reason, but yeah, and Rufus agrees. It was just suggestion.
Just a suggestion. Noted. Noted. We hear you. We'll take it to upper management and we'll let you know. Let's get in the house.
Please tell me Shionibus is upper management.
Yes. Yes.
Look, I feel like that's for y'all to decide. I'm just the storyteller.
It's like a suggestion box, and it's just like a shredder.
It's a furnace you use, and the suggestion letters just keep you warm at night when they burn in the fire.
This is. It seems like she gave me a wrong reply, but I can't read it. Oh no, that just says no in elf.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with Mahooch in chat. Mush is upper management.
Oh my
Nobody's
god.
upper management is mush.
I don't know. Lost in Thought says Shionibus is the manager, and that's all in caps. So,
Oh, dang.
I love it.
So taking it back, you guys, you all go to Isuo's house. When they see you, they greet you with a smile and a letter.
Oh, not again.
They say, "Hi, it's wonderful to see you in my place. I'm so excited. I don't know if you've read this letter yet. It is actually a missive for help from the hand of Magistra Bellina. It seems that a lot of the orcs that have been put into waiting until one giant attack have broken free, and they're just kind of doing their own thing, and they may need some help with diplomacy and Adelphon. It's up to you guys if what you want to do. I'm here to just take you wherever you want to go. A certain someone is waiting for you in Adelphon, and yeah, I believe that's it. Where do you want me to take you?
Okay. Great. So the two options are go to Agrippa Panobear to warn them the Korrokos is coming, or go to help Adelphon Prime with diplomacy with the orcs.
Okay, so the one thing I gotta say is that we know they're headed to Agrippa Panobear now. At any moment in that journey, Korrokos could turn, knowing that we would know which direction he was headed. If we have Isawo's house as our contact point between these places, we may want to head to Adelphon to knock the rebellion down that's affecting people immediately, to hopefully go to Agrippa Panobear before it's too late.
Ooh, and also if we go to Adelphon Prime first, we have time to work on that diplomacy with the orcs because we have the merit of Xanakin, and then we can take the orcs to Agrippa Panobear and help them out. It's perfect.
I love it. I don't think that many people fit in the house,
Oh,
but they'll get there eventually.
right. We have to figure out
PJ?
this transportation thing.
PJ, can I roll a math check? I'm not sure what role that would be. I basically want to, like, from how the speed of how that floating castle is flying, I want to have Rufa calculate in his head using math to see how long it would take for the castle to get to Agrippa Panobear.
That is a fair question. I'm going to call that a survival check.
Are you trying to figure out the wind velocity
Yes.
of the floating castle?
What's the wind velocity of a loaded swallow, aka a dragon corpse?
Yes. Are they laden or unladen? They're definitely.
Darn,
laden.
I have like nothing in survival. This is gonna be bad then.
Hope you're rolling out 20. Can I aid? Can I aid Rufa?
Yeah, sure. How do you want to aid him?
I'm going to aid him by holding him up so you can see higher. I'm just kidding. I'm going to aid Rufa by letting him look through my book of survival that I got from the thing, you know, the forbidden section of my temple.
Sure, of course. Yeah. Are you upset that you're providing aid and not rolling for yourself?
No.
Is that a 1?
Yes.
Nope.
Oh,
Alona
That was the one time you got kicked out of the forbidden section.
Yeah. Alona's too embarrassed to show him the book. She doesn't want to show anybody the book. She lied. No one ever gets to look at that book.
the math section just says math in capital letters. That's it. Math, it's a thing.
It's a thing. So tell me, what was the number that you rolled, Michael?
Still, it's not that bad, honestly. And also with this, once again, my bonus for it being part of the Green War come effect.
Sure, absolutely.
22.
22, not bad. You're kind of judging its movement, its size, its distance, and kind of where it is right now and how it's moving. And you can kind of piece together that if it's going to Agrippa Panobear, it's probably going to land there in about 2 days' time.
Rufa is gonna like create a overly complicated like math equation to do this. Part of it just him showing off, kind of. Well, according to Rufa's calculations, but with the wind velocity, about 2 days, the ghastly, bloated dragon horror castle will make it to Agrippa Panobear.
That's good news. That means we can totally handle this diplomacy in 2 days. Well, hopefully less than 2 days, so we can have enough to get an army to Agrippa Panobear, because I think it would be faster for us. Yes, I do think it would be faster for us. Okay, perfect. That's settled then. Let's head to Adelphon immediately.
I guess we go up to Eastwo's house. If he's not there, but he's in the other place, do we still have to knock on the door?
Their house is again kind of a universal nexus. If you knock on the door in one location, they're gonna know where you are, or at
Right.
least they're gonna be able to access it, I should say.
Well, they also already handed us the letter, so we're here.
Right. Yep. We are. I'm back.
Hi.
So we're going to meet up with the magistrate then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to find her immediately. Kylie, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, can I sit down before we leave and scribble out a quick letter and then have it sent off to my friends that we met in Agrippa upon a Bear?
Oh.
I feel
Oh.
very bad. Remind me which friends these are again.
This was a friend that their husband was the one that lost the ear.
Yes, 1,000% yes. Mm-hmm.
That is so smart, Kylie.
Send it over. I'll just tell you what it is. It's just gonna be like a quick, like, hey, get out,
Mhm.
go leave this area,
Okay,
head to Adelphon, we'll reconvene kind of thing.
got it. I can make a roll for that. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. So you send the letter, kind of like a bird of light picks it up and just shoots it off. You kind of see this streak in the morning sky as this bird of light takes it off to Agrippa upon a Bear. With that, anyone else before we go to Adelphon? Okay. So Ishiwo takes out a giant key ring, starts moving around, grabs one, puts in, opens up the door, and there, mind-boggling enough, is no longer Cobbledale, but Adelphon Prime itself. Right in that little lane where Bun Boys is just down the way, and you are free to leave their house and go about your business in Adelphon.
You know what Iswo's house is? So this is like, if TTRPGs are like a video game, Iswo's house is like the jump point where you can fast travel. You just have to unlock all the areas first.
Yeah, I
And I
kind of
love
envision that meets Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I've never seen that. I can't pretend like I know it. I
The
got you.
word of the day is magical.
That's cute.
Education needs to be had up in here.
Yup.
Mhm.
So PJ, while making our trip to Adelphon sound leisurely, as we can just do whatever we feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like we race off to Belladonna to tell them of help them with a war.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you go off to the war cult, the Cultus Bellum, and there you find Magistrate Bellina. She is definitely a little stressed as she's looking at a bunch of letters and war maps all over this war table. When she sees you, she greets you and she says, "Thank you for taking my letter call. Listen, so I've been doing the math, and we may survive one attack on one angle of a push, but if we're surrounded, we don't have the resources for that. And no matter what I do, no matter how we rally, we need more numbers, and we need more numbers that can take different positions of a full frontal assault. If you have anyone that you know of in your homeland or your hometown, or any warriors or anyone you can petition to join us in this battle, in this war, we need all the allies we can get."
Woodward immediately starts to think through the people he met in Adelphon, and although they're number one, maybe doing a conjugal visit back home, he's a dog. At the end of the day, I've got to see if the dogs of war are willing to help us here. See if they're willing to fight along our side.
Okay. You can definitely do that.
Rufa is going to suggest a couple people that he kind of knows. They're kind of in his pocket. One would be what is it called? The dwarves from Bryax. And also, since he's been made was it a war advisor of the Red Rock tribe. aerial support?
Well, you absolutely will have the Red Rock tribe assisting you. I want everyone to give me a diplomacy check. I'll be right back.
Who else? Who else do we know?
That totally screwed me.
Oh,
The fact that
So
you
I'm
wanted
gonna
a
have to wait.
diplomacy check. I was hoping for anything else.
I'm gonna have to wait for PJ to come back. But do you guys remember? I'm pretty sure we still have friends from the goblins that we saved from the metal ship.
Yeah, we have some goblin friends.
And I think one isn't one. Oh yeah, Rufa offered chicken to that one.
The guy with the hat.
Chicken guy.
Yeah, the guy with the hat. The guy with the hat.
Chicken guy.
The
Chicken
chicken
guy's
guy. So they could do logistics because they're making a chicken machine that feeds people.
That's right. The chicken machine. Who else? That's right. The chicken machine. What a sentence. Well, I mean, we can always. The only thought that I have is that we just use diplomacy with the orcs. We go talk to them.
Yeah.
We show them Xank and Tamara, and then we get them on our side. I know it's going to be a lot more complicated than that, probably. But other than that, I can't think of anybody else. Also, because Alona only has you guys.
Since we have Tobias and also I'm blanking on her name, but Platinum Hammer might help
Yeah,
us.
Platinum Hammer. Exactly.
Iolenu
Yelena.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like we should.
and her brother.
We should make a list. Someone make a list.
Here's the thing with Iolenu and her brother. We may want to call them in as reserve forces if we have to fight the war somewhere else. And maybe want to just rally the people we know are in Adelphon or Adelphon Prime to kind of shore up the walls without dipping into our mobile resources.
Fair.
So just the people that are in Adelphon. So no Red Rock tribe, no.
No. The Red Rock tribe makes sense. I think because of the threat that's coming, we'll need the air support. I don't want to call too many of them in
Okay.
to a city that we could then
What do you think?
have to move from.
The dwarves and Platinum Hammer then.
Aren't they closer to a grip upon a bear, the dwarves?
Yeah.
Am I incorrect in that?
They are. You're right. No,
Then we
they
may
are.
want to call upon them
Uh-huh.
for
Or grip
advancement on a grip upon a bear.
Okay.
The other ones you said, sorry, I got caught up on
Platinum
the dwarves.
Hammer.
The Platinum Hammer.
Mhm,
They have a place here. We know that. Tobias already visited it, right? So
mhm.
if they're not already involved, which they may honestly take upon themselves to be,
Mhm.
we could definitely ask them.
Mhm.
And
Really-
depending on how many show up, we may want to hold off on the Red Rock tribe just to get the air support in a city that has no walls.
What about what do you guys think about Rufa squeezing Lofon for mercenary support if he knows any
Anytime.
mercenaries?
Yeah, screw it. We should just wring him dry.
Really fast, what was the diplomacy check that everyone got?
I didn't add it.
I got a 14 total.
Okay.
29.
Nice.
24.
11.
You're just
Nice.
you're just coffee. You're like, have a cup.
Finally, coffee. You
You
deserve
choose
it.
diplomacy.
I got a 29.
29. Okay. So I'll start with Kylie. You happen to know that there is a lot of really awesome warriors that you have met, namely one paladin of Tezuku named Ielenu, who represents not only the Platinum Hammer, but represents the warriors of Tezuku. You also know that you have a buttload of immortal warriors in Nubia, as you know, both the Elven Citadel and the regular human populace, and that if you were to ask for just a small amount of like their best warriors, they would easily come running. My Kanan would probably come too, because like, hey, if we can stop these idiots from falling, we stop everyone from falling. All you have to do is use that 29 to ask politely. You might be impressed with what you get to show up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. That was a good number. So that being said, Alona, 24. You remember in Or there is a a special unit of warrior priests that actually tried to fight the constant occupation. They're very well known for their aerial tactics, dropping into a fight, affecting it, and getting out. And you remember a very, very obscure, almost like a fairy tale about the warriors who wielded light somewhere in Ur. They've been lost for a long time, but if you can get them, you know they're duty bound to protect. But it's a fairy tale. You haven't really run into one of these warriors. I hate to say warriors of light, but you know what I'm trying to say. You also note that your NPCs each are willing to offer their diplomacy as well. Morel says he already has a short list of people that he can call to come join in the war effort. Tobias is like, I know these two, maybe 4 people at the Platinum Hammer who would love a good row like this. Heron and Antigone are like, yeah, we can shove it through the mercenary network and see what we can pick up. All you have to do is ask and you shall receive.
Okay, that's a lot, but that's good. I mean, okay, so we have all these people that we can call upon. Amazing, great, cool. But how quickly can they get here?
That, of course, will be the trick. Most of them will say, when this dialogue happens, that it will take a few days for them to rally their forces and to meet you. Maybe a week, tops.
I mean, it doesn't, I guess whenever they get here is important, but it doesn't really help us. I mean, it helps us in the future, for sure, but it doesn't really help us if we're looking to face siege, like, now.
Did I by any chance get the speed? I think I asked for it, but I'm not entirely sure. And if you don't want to reveal it, that's fine. The speed at which Korrokos' dead dragon castle was heading, it was 2 days.
It'll take 2
Okay,
days for it to
sorry,
arrive
2
with the
days.
Bonner Bear.
That's a lot shorter than a week.
I just realized something.
What's that?
Considering how many days have passed, because this project was started on our way to the final super orc. By now, Bubble Boil and Rufus plan to make that anti-air, but like spear weapon thingy. Should probably be done by now, right?
Yeah, no, in fact, Bubble Boil has completed the anti-air arbalest. It is now right now put in your caravan that's currently lodged at Agrippa. At Alphon Prime. Michael, really funny you should talk, because I really want to throw you something. So you happen to know, upon hearing a familiar voice who refers themselves as number 7, that there are people who would be more than happy to help, as this falls in the interest of very heavenly eyes.
PJ, don't you mean number 6?
Yeah, it's number 6.
This is number 7 reporting. Number 6
Wait.
is still. Number 6 is still in Cobbledale. You see a gentleman come walking in with a different robe, and he says, "Number 7 reporting in. We would like to help as well."
What?
And then they kind of smile and they say, "There's always 2 of us."
Rufa looks very, very uneasy right now. I'm just gonna put that out there. Looks very uneasy and kind of just goes, number 7. That is a very interesting name. Well, this one is Rufa. I don't think Rufa does not think we have met, but any help we could get in this war effort is much appreciated.
Of course. The Emperor would be graciously kind enough to send some efforts. After all, this has now piqued our interest from the Grand Divide. Yeah, sorry. They get a small little notebook out, a little pencil, and they start making notes, and then kind of close the book. Shin stands with peace. In the meantime, yes?
I was going to say, PJ, would you mind if I, like, for that whole thing, like, Rufa does not think he have interest? Can I roll a deception on that with that?
With which part?
The whole they have not met before.
I was about to ask. I was like, what can I roll against you, Rufa?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you roll a deception check against everyone else's perception DC?
Ooh, hoo, hoo.
Not bad.
And perception is 10 plus perception, correct? The DC.
Really quick. Does the Green War give me my bonus?
Nope, not this
Okay.
time.
That would be. Ooh, wait. I might have a feat. Does that work? No. 28.
Oh,
Does
come
anyone have a?
on.
Yeah. We all have an. Yeah.
Points in-
One of us has a plus 18 to perception, PJ.
I would ask you to show me how that's true, but I will say the 28 does beat everyone's DC of 21. So I'll say this for the players. Question mark? But that's about it. You don't have any idea what's going on, but it's definitely kind of like, the number 7, the man who refers himself only as number 7, just kind of looks at you. The Emperor is happy to protect. We stand with world peace after all. So yeah, we'll definitely bring some reinforcements. This has piqued our interest. And until then, have a good day. And as they walk, they put a hand on your shoulder, Rufa, and they whisper, have you seen number 6 lately? He does miss you.
But Rufa has met a chap near a couple there who went by the name of number 6. Seems like a good chap.
We did split up to cover more ground. Let's hope number 5 doesn't have to come as well. You have a great day, Rufa. Pat, pat, pat. And then Shin, they kind of lean in and they say, Emperor protects. And then they leave.
Oh my god.
Like, you know what? I'll give this to the other players. You guys can tell Rufa is feeling very uneasy.
Huh. I wonder why. Dude, it would be so funny. Listen, if the Emperor of Shin is like, what the heck is his name from Austin Powers? And like everyone under him just has numbers. What is it, Dr. Evil?
Yeah.
Dr. Evil.
You know,
Dr.
the Emperor Shin is just Rufa bald.
You know what? Either Rufa was in charge or Rufa was number 2. Like that's my fan theory, and I'm running with it.
I feel like the Emperor is like Rufa's twin, like evil twin brother, or it could be his good twin
Wait,
brother.
I was
Because I
gonna-
feel
I
like
was gonna say
Rufa would
that.
be the evil twin brother.
Dude, that would be the best K-drama ever, though. Like that. What?
I'm all about the telenovelas. Can you tell?
Yeah.
By the way, Rufa and Kylie and Alona, there's anyone else you specifically want to ask for help? Ones I may not have mentioned, please tell me now so I can add that to the list.
Do you want to go first or should I?
Sidney?
I mean, here's the thing. So Alona's only tie is fictional people, probably. So that's not a very strong lead. Like I feel like in order to find like the mystic warriors of light from the fairy tales, we'd have to like go to Or, which is not happening in the middle of a war. So like what do I do? Send a letter back to my temple being like, I know these people probably don't exist, but would you, I know I haven't talked to you also in months. The quest you sent me on is going fine, but there's also war. Can you find these mythical people for me? I feel like that's a weird letter to send. I don't know.
I'd say yes if I got that letter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you never know.
Then my Rufus suggestion would have been first one would be squeezing some basically squeezing Lofen to see if he has any ties to any mercenaries that are in the city that we could hire. Well, the city could hire to bolster their forces. As we said before, the Red Rock tribe and Platinum Hammer, and I guess we're saving the dwarves to protect Grippa upon a bear, right? That what we landed on? guys?
I believe so. And depending on the time frame it takes for the Red Rock tribe to get there,
Mhm.
whatever we would send
Oh, yeah,
back.
they're in Asmacon still.
Yeah, they
But
may
they
be
have
able to get.
birds.
They may be able to get to a grip upon a bear faster because
Mhm.
Asmacon is south of us, past
Yeah.
the Great Sand Sea.
Wait, doesn't the king also kind of like us? Like, can we get some That might be a stretch. I think that's kind of a stretch to get Jaguar warriors.
I mean, if you make a good
Ooh.
diplomatic argument enough.
It
Or we
depends
can
on
Nice
have, we can
roll.
have them start coming in now. So when the big war starts, they would be here by now. By then, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, if
Yeah.
you want to, sure. Sam, you had an 11 diplomacy check. Do you want to re-roll for anything specific? Because we're on the 11. You get a response back from the Temple of Lucha, and it's a handful of warriors who are like, yo, for the champion, I will die for glory. And it's like, I don't know. You're like one Lucha warrior. I love you, but don't die.
Okay, so I'm re-rolling for. What am I doing exactly?
Another diplomacy check if you want to add Jaguar warriors, Lucha warriors from the temple, anyone specifically from Asmacon.
Okay, probably Temple Warriors.
Effie Burton said human Harry.
We need human Harry for the war.
Yes.
Human Harry is now officially in the war.
That's a lot
I mean, that's
better.
four. That's what, 4 people.
What was his agent called? Damn it. I had it written down at one point.
What?
We made a hobgoblin joke.
So that's a 24 to get human Harry for the war effort.
Yeah. You are now getting
Oh.
human Harry with a 24. You're also getting literally any other Lucha warrior you want. You can also recruit the Jaguar warriors if you wish.
Beautiful. Yes.
Oh, PJ, I just remember one person we haven't brought up. At least they might. I don't know if they will help in the war in the fighting sense, but they can help logistically. The goblins that we saved from the metal boat, because the head one was creating this chicken machine. They might help feed the army.
Boom glass, yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get there, Ian, you had a diplomacy of 18, and I know I interrupted you guys.
No, I had a 14.
Was it a 14?
So whatever you're gonna give me, just like cut it in half.
I'm just gonna cut that down. Well, who would Woodward like to invite? I think I heard the dogs. Is there anyone else?
No, honestly, what is PJ thinking that I've forgotten? He asked me if there's anyone else.
Everybody knows.
Like
All
I
of your
know there's a
ex-wives.
bunch of halfling. All your ex-wives.
That'll do it.
Oh, they're a squadron. The ex-wives are a squad.
You want a war inside a war? So yeah, I'll talk to the dogs.
Okay.
Ooh. Can I send out a hastily written letter? Because I know I'll be relying on the British Post here a little bit of trying to get a letter to a place I described on the front of the letter. But I know the island that Madisong is at. And I'm wondering if I could get her to show up at a grip upon a bear.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Great. Oh,
And the merit of Xanakin, right?
better than my 14?
Yep. Yeah. Diplomacy +2 from the merit of Xanakin.
Ooh. Actually, that's quite a bit better. I got an 18 this time.
Okay. You get a letter from Madazong that says, this is all pretty quickly because, hand wipe. Says, we haven't heard from Larian since you went after that stupid child, Zaka. But the minute we know he's alive, I'm coming too. And I'm bringing all my guns with me.
Dude.
Woodward is going to bring this up in a way, as the group talks about who they've called. Hey, so you all remember Madazong, right? She was kind of against us, then she's for us. Now she's our friend. Right, so I wrote her a letter, and she said she'll show up to a grip upon a bear, which means we got at least some support from the water for a war that may be fought there. Tries to sell it with a smile.
That's great. Woodward. Thank you for that. Ilona nervously looks at Rufa.
So we'll make themselves guess when she is around.
Yeah, it's gonna go great.
If I'm gonna be honest, she lives in a pirate colony, Rufa. It's probably water under the bridge.
0 points.
I would say Rufa's gonna like kind of mimic the hand signals of a badoom.
Oh man. Okay, so you sent out your invitations. Magister Bellina kind of puts up this giant, almost like divine globe, and then starts sending out the letters to the divine globe. Oh, Kylie, you had an O face. What's up?
Just real quick, where is Isabel from? Is it the same where Ileno is?
Yes, they're both from Tezuku.
I send a quick letter out to them too.
Say that last part again.
Can I send a quick letter out to them too?
To Isuo?
To that country that you just said and I can't remember.
Tezuku, of course,
Yes.
absolutely. Do you want to say something specific?
Nope. Just I'm assuming they know who I am, given that our countries are neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna be like, hey, help please. Signature.
Give me a quick
Princess.
diplomacy check.
That is a quick math. Quick math didn't help me. Diplomacy, that is a 28.
28. Yeah, so you send all these letters out. You're all getting responses. You're getting a response from Oriyasu as you see this like almost this magical holographic image of Zashimaru going, dogs gotta run wild and free. Dogs sleep outside. And dogs don't let no one take their home. Tell brother number 2, we're running wild out of on Prime. Zashimaru starts getting the dogs from Oriyasu and around the world to join in Alpha Prime. You see Aorn, one of your little fingers or birds, kind of looks at the letter and goes, I know just the guys. Don't worry, boss. They're going to meet you. And he, kind of hands back the letter. And he starts running off. He goes, hey, Crash, get those wheels lubed up. You see all the way in Shin, number 5 opens the letter and goes, the Emperor protects. Get them ready. You see out in Osmacon, you see what looks like Chantico and Pangolina stretching in the back and getting all loosened up. And then they go, Human Harry? Really? And
It's
then
his
suddenly
time to shine, man.
this awkward body comes from like ambling and goes, as a human, we are very happy to take this missive. We will stand up and fight as humans do. And they kind of shamble out of the room and they kind of look at each other and they go, we should go keep him safe. Yeah. Hey, get El Milagro and everyone else. We're probably gonna need a lot of help for him. And they start running off to get ready for the war.
Please, please make Human Harry integral to winning the war. Please,
I mean,
make him the savior of freaking Adelphon.
You thought we got one goblin in. We got 3.
if you
In under
smash
your
and
nose.
Harry, the section could just jump up and dodge it.
You know what? This is a level 5 hype train. I'm gonna put a big note about Human Harry. Big note on Human Harry for now. You see Morel sending off a letter to Acadia, and you see a woman wearing kind of a head wrap, and someone next to her has a head wrap and kind of her face covered, and they're wearing armor like to the teeth, and they're covered in weapons. And Morel's like, hey sis, I could really use your help. I'm sorry, Isis, I could really use your help. And the woman just goes, am I bailing you out of another problem? No. Well, you're bailing everyone out of a problem. And she goes, okay, I'll get the girls. You owe me, little brother. Yeah, thank you, sister. I really appreciate that. And then she turns and she goes, get the girls ready. We're bailing out little brother again. And off the distance, you go, ha ha. And then that letter gets sent off. You see back in Or, you see these two brothers, long beards, hairs and ponytails, just covered in knives and scars, and they get the letter and they're like, I mean, we're not doing anything. It's better than waiting for another invasion. Let's go kick some ass, bro. Get the rest of the guys together. We're gonna bomb them from the sky. We're gonna drop from the sky and attack them like we always do. All right, for the homeland. What's up? And they start getting ready. And then you see the woman that raised you in the church. Look at your letter. Huh. I don't know if they're still around. I'll have to pray on that. And then suddenly, like, the orb kind of changes. And then suddenly someone else picks up the letter. See what looks like a man with a hood up, a long white and green robe covered in ancient metal. And he looks at it for a second. It's too dark here. He lifts a massive lantern. Oh, I can read it now. We have to aid them. Keep praying. Only one shall go. Keep praying. One day we will fight back the darkness. And then the letter vanishes as sure enough you find one of these heroes of light, if you will. Jaguar warriors. King Elwadhadal gets a letter. He goes, dope, it's war. Get my weapons ready. I'm bored. The Jaguars are ready to roll. And then suddenly you see Ielenu looks at the letter and she goes, oh, I'm still in Methune. This is great. I'll be there like in a day. My brother will probably want to join. That idiot. Get A1 ready. Actually, get them all ready. The Warriors haven't had playtime in a long time. I miss them. Let them know we're bringing the full force. And you get this kind of all over the world. Everyone is standing up to come join because you asked nicely.
I don't like how confident this makes me.
I know.
I don't. I
Yeah.
feel like we're ahead of the game, and now I'm nervous.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
have all these amazing people rallying
Yeah.
from across the world.
Right.
Uh-oh.
How is this going to go wrong?
PJ, really quick,
Mm-hmm.
would it also be possible for Rufa to suggest to Belena to start mass producing the arbalists from Bubble Boil's what do you call it, plans, so we could have them up on, like, at least a few of them up on the walls?
Yeah. She absolutely says she'll try. It's gonna be hard though, because it's a complex thing. It's gonna take a few days.
Yeah.
They're not sure if they'll be ready in time for war, but they'll make them.
Mhm.
One last thing though. You mentioned Tezuku. You suddenly see a royal figure come walking in these amazing robes with this crown, and they kind of join. They join the image like cross-handed like this, and they look at the letter and they say, "While as king, I'm too busy to lead. The Orisa will stand with peace. I will send a few, but we will fight. We will make sure that this war will not spill into any other lands." And they kind of do the cross again and vanish in the letter.
Quick question. Was there anything from Nubia? Because I don't know if y'all noticed, I got yeeted real quick. And I froze hardcore.
Oh
So I don't know
no.
if I missed anything.
No, actually, thank you for the reminder. Nubia, your uncle picks up the letter and he's like, "What? Why would I leave a cripple upon a bear when I have already left? I left off the distance. It's making sure you're safe. But I am safe. Cool. But we should definitely go to war. Yes, for peace. For peace, right? We're doing this for peace. I'm not doing this for aggression. Yeah. Shonibus, thank you for this letter. I'm surrounded by infantile, sophomoric, faux academiites, but I will be there with battle ready. So your uncle is bringing a bunch of the Temple Guard as well as the Nubian human soldiers to fight in this war. That being said,
The goblins kid?
oh yeah, no, Lofen being pressed for mercenaries, definitely spends a bunch of money to get as many mercenaries as possible into the city, including a goblin mercenary units.
I'm talking about the ones from the steel ship.
Mm.
The chickens. Yeah.
They're hard to find, but they definitely respond. Boomglass just says, we will give supplies, and we will also help with many good science making hat tricks. But that is all. We will not fight. We are not fighters. We are thinkers, creators.
Well, you can always, as Rufus said, feed an army. That is very important.
Yes, we shall be there within a day. Now, Belena also mentions that since this morning, all of the orcish people that were kind of in waiting, they've noticed them kind of breaking off, and they're just spreading throughout the continents, kind of fighting whatever. There are 5 major insurrections so far occurring throughout Adolphon.
Do they seem to be broken up by districts? Like, are the, I know we talked about the different districts inside of Adolphon where we were approaching different buildings of like the bazaars and the markets and stuff, and then there was the city buildings and such. Are they just randomly placed? Do they seem to be in districts individually, or does it seem coordinated?
This definitely seems chaotic, and by Adolphon I mean the continent. I know it gets confusing. You definitely are seeing there's some fighting within Adolphon Prime's city states. You do see there's also throughout the entire continent different collections of orcs just kind of breaking off from the holding pattern and going into business for themselves.
Has the retired veterans and was it a young work study guys have they been deployed on this yet?
Not yet. They're being held back for the full push.
Okay.
What Magistra Bellena is calling the FTW, full total war.
I don't like what I'm about to say, but we have to think about it like this. We got to save Adolphon Prime because it's the city the orcs want the most. If we fall there first, there's no way in hell any of the other parts of Adolphon are going to survive this. Then we have to move on from here. There's the old adage of if you and your friend get hurt, you've got to make sure you're okay first to save them. Because if you don't check in on yourself, you'll never be able to help them. So we start the war here and then move on.
Really quick, is Joe with us? Or is he still back in Cobbledale?
Joe is still back in Cobbledale.
Okay.
We've run into Isso's house, grab Joe and come back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why didn't we bring Joe along?
I just don't think we
You
thought
didn't
about
say
it.
anything.
Ah, darn.
Sorry, Sidney, what was that? I totally stepped on you.
No, I don't think we didn't think about it. I think we just assumed because he all of a sudden popped up randomly that he would also just pop up randomly again.
Yeah,
That seems
I
to
thought
be
he was
the
gonna
thing.
follow us.
Yeah. Joe likes to pop in and pop out however he feels like whenever he wants.
We
Would it be
love you, Joe.
Yeah, would it be okay if we kind of recon a little bit? We're saying that we sent Joe ahead to grip upon a bear.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to send Joe to a grip upon a bear?
Yeah, with word and news of this coming
Uh,
calamity.
Can we not? Can we have him at Adolphon Prime? Just because when Alona had the conversation with him about how we can stop Korrokos from seeing us, he was like, we have to get him to Adolphon Prime.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of that conversation alone. I mean, we can send somebody else to Agrippa Pono Bear, no problem. But I think it would be wise to have him in Adolphon Prime,
Okay.
just so whatever mystical thing he was alluding to can happen.
We'll send 6 over to a grip upon a bear then.
Nice.
Okay. So Joe is in Adolphon Prime. Number 6 is in Grip Upon a Bear.
Mm-hmm.
As you're all discussing this, you hear one of you hears a voice that you haven't heard in what feels like a lifetime. Suddenly, kind of quiet and stoically from the back, you hear a voice that just says, "Hey, Danger. It's been a lifetime."
I'm going to quickly look to Alona, wide-eyed and slightly terrified, and then turn around.
Okay. As you turn around slowly, the light from the mid-morning sun almost kind of silhouettes and blinds a little. And as your eyes adjust, you see a handsome square jaw with that kind of nice and high fade, trim haircut, looking very fresh. You can tell it's been recently cut. Few scars, new scars, kind of already filled in with gold filigree. A giant golden shield on his back and a spear on his hip and 2 long elven ears. As he just kind of smiles at you with that kind of quiet, confident smile that he always had, and looks at me and he goes, I think I've literally been to hell and back. I'd say it's worth it.
It's hard to believe that you're here.
Incredible actions brought me back.
I'm going to send a quick prayer to Anubis.
Sorry.
Because I don't. Okay, here's the thing.
1 second. Continue.
I'm really excited to see you too, love of my life. Give me a minute.
Hold on. I'm going to actually. Was I given the coin of Kioma?
Yeah, you were given the coin of Kioma and you put it into the statue. And then the level 5 hype train happened. And
Oh, shoot. Okay. Gosh, dang it. I'm concerned that this isn't him. Rightfully so.
Ask
I'm
about
going
the first
to-
time. Sorry, what? What?
I'm going to turn to the group and be like, everyone, this is Asamra. And like look at Alona like,
Ilona is totally cool about this whole thing. Real smooth, like, and she's like, you're awesome, Ra. It's so nice to meet you. How did you get here?
My name's Woodward, and this here's Mush.
hello, Woodward. Hello, Mush. And he just starts kind of like petting Mush in the back, and Mush is like he loves it. He's making little cooing sounds.
Much like
And
it's real.
This one is Rufa, and apparently we are making all sorts of new friends today.
Michi.
And I'm Shionabis's best friend, Ilona. It's so nice to meet you.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
Oh, we have best friends now. Well, and a big hand is extended out to you, and he goes, if you are a best friend of my moon, then clearly you are definitely a worthy person. And he takes your hand, and with this just laid back smile, he shakes your hand firmly and warmly and says, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Asim Ra.
Yeah. Cool. Glad you're here.
Speaking of that you're here, how are you here?
Did you get my letter? I wrote a letter as I was climbing. So I fell, and when I got up, I was in the worst place I could possibly imagine. And I did the only thing that I knew how, which was to fight. And as I fought, I met others like me who were fighting. Asfaigar, who seemed very eager to kill as many demons as possible. We got along very, very well. Then I found a large wall, I don't know if this was the 7th or 8th hell. And I started climbing. As I started climbing, there was a coin in my hand. And that coin became almost like a rope that I started climbing even faster until I woke up here. Actually, in a little stretch of land. I think they called it the Righteous Mile. I woke up here whole. A little while since a haircut and a shave, so I made sure to get a trim. When I asked about you, they said that you were here, but you weren't here. You went someplace else. Tart, Cobbledale, whatever. And so I decided to wait here until you came back.
It's wow. It's good to see you. I don't really know what to say to someone who's been dead for 500 plus years.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to say anything. You can communicate in other ways. But I'm just happy to be back.
Backhands. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, he spent a long time in hell, man.
Let's go have a drink. I have some wine from home.
I missed that. Let's do that. Are you okay to leave? Do you have a debrief you have to do? Are you good?
We good.
All right. Well, Shionibus' friends, this has been wonderful. I look forward to greeting you once more.
Be well.
Lona immediately tries to follow them.
Finger guns.
Crossbows.
Finger crossbows. Not unless you're New Jack City, then it's finger guns. But that's different.
Too bad we haven't met the Night Witches yet. We don't even know they exist.
So I just there are two elite Nubian elf warriors moving through the city, and Alona's going to try to be sneaky enough to get past them.
I didn't say it was gonna work.
Just want to make sure I'm painting this scene of two very highly trained people and someone who read about how to sneak in the forbidden section.
You underestimate her dedication to make sure Shionibus is safe.
So she's real good at reading. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
She probably should have read the room and stayed still then.
All right. Why not? Let's see. Give me a stealth check, Alona. And this
I
will go
will.
against everyone's perception. Well, it'll go against Shionibus's perception DC.
Oh no, the rest of us see her as she slowly leaves the group.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. I don't have a hero point left. I can't.
Okay.
Unless Reap Psyche wants to give me a hero.
Pleading.
Hey, Reap Psyche.
This is when you want to ask for a favor. Either on a deathbed or just trying to figure out what Shionibus did with her night.
I just, I know. Okay, great. He gave me one.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's official. All right. Go ahead and roll that hero point.
Let's see.
Use the hero point to sneak up on your friend on a date with their long dead husband?
That was
Fiance?
Fiance?
that was worse. That was so much worse.
Beyonce, all the honeys who earn their hero points. Throw your head. Oh, that's not you, Sidney, because
You're all out.
All out. Sorry, Psyche.
not an independent woman.
Yeah, I'm not. You don't need to know that number. It's bad.
All right. So I'll say that Asimbra. Oh, yeah, Ian.
Yeah, I rolled a dirty 20 to mull up besides Alona and say in stealth and say, "Are you trying to sneak somewhere?" Where are we going?
You see Alona just up against the door like this. What do you do? I'm sneaking here. What are you?
Yeah. Well, you only snuck in one direction. The rest of us just kind of saw you.
Oh, you notice that Ilona's white robe sticks out starkly from the dark brown door she's trying to somehow meld into. And she goes, "Oh, wow. I mean, I wasn't going anywhere really. I I just was having a moment. This is a really cool door, and I just wanted to get closer to it."
You know what? You're going to have to talk to Rufa about architecture. I hate these damn cities, but at the end of the day, I feel like we got something more important. If you want this building to be standing next week, we should probably get on it.
Rufus just gonna say, just leave the kids to their little rendezvous. Just let them leave them to their little rendezvous.
We got to go to your rendezvous, Rufa. I don't understand. I
That was-
thought people got chaperones when they went on rendezvous.
Different part of the forbidden section.
Ilona
Oh
goes,
my god.
That was a work rendezvous. This seemed like more of a personal rendezvous.
"Is there rope involved in this rendezvous?"
Alona, which books were you reading?
Didn't she bring up the survival's guide last time? It was like a scout
Oh,
group
you're
or something.
right.
Yep.
It's canon. Can she get a lore for this?
Oh my god! Can I?
This
Lord,
took such an odd turn.
it really did. It really did.
We don't know how to. We've never had a need to fade to black, and now
No.
we're all just confused.
I wasn't gonna go there unless it happened. But like, what do you mean lore check? Like a lore rope?
Lore
Lore?
rendezvous?
Lore rendezvous.
Lore
Lore rope tricks.
lore rope tricks. Rope tricks. All right, hold on. Lore rendezvous, quote unquote. I'm just gonna make that perception check, honestly.
Right, I don't know what I'm rolling for.
Perception
Um,
check for lore rendezvous.
I got a 1.
Oh,
I don't know anything.
That's appropriate for the
Correct, though.
situation.
it is.
That's
It is.
right.
It's better for everybody.
Yeah. So you guys are having this discussion. At this point in time, Asim Ra and Shionubis have scampered off pretty quickly to have some wine. So to set the scene right now, you guys aren't anywhere like private. It's not fade to black. You guys are currently sitting on one of the rooftops to one of the mansions, probably Lofin's mansion, because screw that guy. And you're sitting on his rooftop to his mansion, and you are sharing the wine that you have from home. Asim Ra kind of puts all of his weapons and accoutrement down next to him, and he looks at you with this kind of unwavering joy.
I just remembered she's still covered in blood. Ooh. Ooh.
In the stab wound?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of looks at it and goes, "Are you okay?" And he kind of like touches the center point. Looks like you
Slaps
got...
his hand away.
Okay.
I feel like I should be mad at you.
Well, if you're mad at me for dying, then this is not going to work forever and ever, because I don't know what to do.
Not that you died. I'm mad that you made some kind of deal with Ravon.
Did I?
I mean, he's currently taking over my city, so yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he in the Citadel?
He's fighting in the sands and killing everyone in his wake.
He's fighting the Red Wastes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Set is very happy to have an opponent.
He wants something from me.
What do you want from you?
He wants the Citadel, but other than that, I don't know what he wants. I don't know why he chose me.
Well, having been engaged to you for about 200 years, I can say that you are stubborn. You are disrespectful to most authority. You are headstrong. And you are also one of the most capable women I have ever met in my entire life. I can see why a devil would want someone that destructive to work with them.
Destructive.
I've seen what you can do with the bow. Am I wrong?
No, but it's not the word I would have liked to hear from a fiance, but you know, especially after 500 years.
I've been fighting, and I have lost myself in that fight. I need to do better, and I'm going to. I apologize that I have been rude.
Not rude, but not yourself. Rude to maybe someone who's supposed to be your queen, but
Oh. Shall I address you as my highness, or shall I address you as my future wife?
I say your highness, and I will fire an arrow into you without hesitation. Point blank. No problem.
A kind of wry smile crosses his face, and he goes, "That's the Shionabis I miss. The one who'll check me on my crap."
I mean, if I don't do it, who will? So,
I mean, Ravan couldn't.
yeah. I don't think he could handle both of us.
Ooh. Could you imagine? We'd rock up at his door, you and me in hand, a whole thing of Nubian wine, and just challenge him.
I mean, from what I heard from the stories, it's kind of what Persephone did. To at least his brother, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, I heard that name shout a lot in like anger and fear. Yeah, no, the Nine Hells aren't keen on her.
So what's next for us?
Well, I mean, how many choices we got? We pick up where we left off, or we don't.
I don't know if I'm going to survive this war.
He takes you in your hand, two, you know, your one hand is two, and he looks you in the eyes, and he says, "My moon, I have literally been through hell to come back to be with you again. If anyone kills you and takes you anywhere off this mortal plane, I'm going to get you back. If you want me to, of course. Sorry, I'm still back in hell. Sorry."
That's more of if like Anubis wants you to kind of thing.
Yeah. I can't make the old man angry.
I sent a letter back to my uncle. Not about you being alive, but the war as a whole and needing a couple of warriors and whatnot. So a heads up, they're coming. If you either want to be scarce or want them to know that you're alive, that's up to you. But
What do you want?
same thing I've always wanted, for you to be happy.
Well, I'm happy right now.
She's going to kiss his cheek and then stand up and like brush herself off.
you can tell the 500 years of fighting through the demons of hell have made him ill used to affection, and the kiss makes him blush, kind of like when you first met him, when you first kissed him on the cheek over like 1,000 years ago. And he just kind of holds his hand to his cheek, and he stands up and he says, all right, I don't want to leave your side, but I want to do what makes you happy, because what makes me happy is you being happy. So what does the temple guard got to do to protect his princess? Queen? You're queen now, right?
I don't know if current rulers are still alive, so I'm going to say no. Just fight alongside with me like always.
He takes a knee, takes your hand in his hand as he bends the knee and kisses your hand, and he says, you got me to the bitter end.
Always and forever.
And forever and ever.
And she's going to kiss him and then go down the building and go to bed because it's been a day.
Yeah. He waves goodbye. He picks up his shield and his spear, and he shouts basically like, if you want to get breakfast, just send a hawk. I'll wait for your hawk.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait, do these people have hawks?
No response.
And he just kind of shakes his head. He goes, all this politics, all this education, no hawks. Uncivilized. And then he just jumps off the building and goes to find a place for him to stay for the day. That being said, we're going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll come back with the rest of episode 57 of Edge of Legend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you continue to enjoy, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. everyone. Thank you for that brief 5-minute break. The briefest 5 minutes of break. Kylie is going to be taking the rest of the night off, and hope she has a good night. And we are going to go back to the show, and we're going to move on from there. That being said, unfortunately, Alona was not able to sneak up on Shionibus and Asimra. You do note, however, as you go outside, you see them kind of jump off this massive mansion with grace and ease as they kind of go separate directions. You kind of see Asimra kind of with a kind of a dance in his step and a little bit of like a whistle. He's kind of singing a song from back home with some great jubilance as he just kind of walks away.
Ilona goes, they kissed. I knew it. I've read about that in books. She turns to Woodward. They totally kissed because in books they say that kissing makes you dance. Like that's what, yes. So they totally kissed. Woodward, what does this mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've danced without kissing, so we'll just those two may not be, as connected as you might think.
But Rufa will admit the best types of dance does end up with a kiss. But either way, we should probably give them space. It is privacy. It's their business. Leave them to it.
All right. So that being said, as this wonderful moment comes to an end, now it's time for the drudgery and the reality of the situation. Minister Bellina has informed you of 5 different rebellions or insurrections, you will, within the orc army. A handful of people are breaking out, kind of running wild and doing whatever they want to do. Kind of like in any wartime when a unit breaks off, like, you know what? I like this city. I don't care what the orders are. Let's go attack that city. Or I like that boat. Let's go steal that boat. They're kind of doing whatever they want. So it's 5 of them kind of scattered all throughout Adolfon. You also have the flying castle. It's approaching Grippa upon a bear. What do you do?
If anything, probably at this point, what with Rufus' kind of skill set is he's probably helping Magistrate Belna, kind of like doing all the logistical planning of this nightmare of a war that's gonna be an organizational mess, because I can only imagine how it's gonna be with this many different people joining in.
Okay, so you're worried about logistics. It's absolutely be a nightmare. Belena says because these soldiers are considered diplomatic, that they will not be allowed. She will not be allowed to give them any orders or give them any housing. It's literally up to them and their infrastructure to tell them what to do. So it's kind of like a hands-off situation. They're helping out, but they can't really be like, listen to me, because why would they?
Since we're technically contractors in this war, be the ones to give them the orders then?
Yeah, I think that's the vibe. Since we called upon them and we are the ones calling them to war, it's kind of our job to tell them what to do.
We're the generals then.
When they do arrive, and if FTW happens, by right of law, you are generals of the Allied forces.
Out of character. I need a new coupon.
Dope.
Damn.
Name tags being made.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. If we got name tags. Ooh, stickers.
Hi, my name is General ...
Okay. So that's a lot of pressure put onto 5 people who don't really, except for Rufa and Morel and Tobias and a kind of Shionibus, but she's taking a nap. That's a lot of pressure on the majority of this group of people not really knowing how war works.
I mean, if anything, like, what is it? Rufa, Morel, and Tobias, since they're the most experienced when it comes to war, they would likely put each of the party members in kind of their specialty. Like Alona would definitely go to like the medic corp, be in charge of, the hospital healing stuff, and like was it Woodward definitely be put into like commanding the squad that will be doing like guerrilla tactics, skirmishes in the woods and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I would say like honestly have Itchy be in charge of front line, like orders. And Shonobis would be like in charge of all the, range, archery and stuff like that. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Sorry.
And Rufa will be like just setting horrible traps that's gonna burn people.
So you admit you're a firebug. Okay.
Ha!
No, I did not say that. Just that's what he's good at.
Hey, say what you will, but you know what? Fire attack strategies were the pinnacle of military tactical acumen in China for at least 500 years.
True.
So I ain't even mad, dude.
So if we are to be head of perspective sections of war, I mean, listen, I was raised as a battle medic. I mean, I don't really have any. Well, it's not necessarily true. I've never run a a war tent, but I could. I've seen it done. I've seen it done. I don't know necessarily on this scale. It just maybe it's just my insecurities, but I don't know.
Friend Luna, you did a wonderful job over at what was that place called? Out of character. What was that place called? Where we had the poop
yeah.
coffee.
With poop coffee. Yes, poop coffee place. I remember the one that we hated and then kind of liked. The ones that were really rude to Morel.
Now
Yeah.
he's a captain of the, the poop coffee town.
Right. Yes, I did very good.
You almost got it.
Poop coffee town. I still.
Morel sheepishly offers, "Do you mean Fort Raggedy?"
Raggedy?
Yes, exactly.
It deserves that name. So yes, thank you, Rufa. I appreciate that. That was a small battle. That's not a siege upon a gigantic capital city. It's a completely different. I feel like a completely different beast. But if that's what I have to do, then that's what I'll do. What is it? I mean, what does everybody else think?
I'm trying to figure out honestly if this total war happens, would that mean we have to wait here? Because we still have to get a grip upon a bear.
True.
And anywhere else, I don't know if this war can afford for us just to be here waiting. If the rest of Adelphon can.
We will need to lead forces to grip up on the bed, honestly. If this war.
Is that where we told everybody to go first? But I think we told everybody to come here first.
Yeah, I'm just saying, in charge of this part of the war, if this is just a skirmish, do we need to be here at all? The forces we called in, could they not handle it?
If anything, we use Adelphon Prime as headquarters, as our starting point, where we rally to. But then we will need to take forces out into the world and defend it from that flying bloated monstrosity.
Well, here's the thing. If we're supposed to tell people what to do, and they get here, and then there's nobody here to tell them what to do, like, I guess it's fine to keep them here lying in wait. That's great. That's fine. But there's not going to be anybody here to monitor them in the meantime. So we have to figure out who is going to tell these people what to do if there is an attack on Adelphon Prime? If we're gone and they're here,
We could have the intern do it.
Mate, I'm right here. Please call me by. You know what? I don't even know why I expected it to be better than this. Sure, I'll stick around. If they come here, I'll throw my authority around.
well, you are
But the
always saying
man-
that you outrank us, Tobias. So I mean,
Thank you. See, Alona's got the memo. I outrank you. There we go. I'll stick around and I'll stop being pompous and arrogant and giving orders.
Oh yes, just be yourself.
You can't control someone when they throw away the system. I don't see your rank.
I've never dared try to outrank you, mates. You are on your own level. I cannot dare to get up there.
Intern, just consider yourself as our General Desiree.
Yes, I do feel like that is the modus operandi of this military. I will be General Disarray. Speaking of which, everyone give me a warfare lore or a survival check.
survival check's a 15.
Okay.
I also got a 15. Oh,
Oh, is that a critical
20?
20?
Yes.
some beautiful dice.
That is a solid 28.
What do you got from Michael?
Do I add my bonus?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that is a 27.
27. Okay, so everyone and Rufa, you kind of put your mind together. You know that the problem that you're facing is that effectively, eventually, you'll be forced to fight a war on two fronts, which statistically has only been done once, and that's only because a lot of water gave you guys a buffer. You're going to have to start mobilizing to do something. These 5 insurrections currently running around are potentially something to do that will strengthen your reserves. That being said, the 28th for survival, not only do you know exactly where the 5 insurrections are currently happening, but you are confident with the merit of Xanakin, you can use this to pull orcs away from Korrokos' main assault force, thereby making the head-on battle infinitely easier to survive if he does not have the same numbers that he has been counting on to field. So as it stands, things are looking rough. You got Korrokos to the south. You have a whole bunch of unknown entities all over, and Zaka is still out there somewhere. But if you can at least take away their army piece by piece, it's at least a good start for you guys.
Okay.
I looking at this and the fact that we have Korrokos on, well, yeah, we have Xanakin, on our side. I think what Alona suggested earlier is right. We need to try to recruit as many of these people as possible and as many of these orcs. If we go around to these insurrections and if we show up in great numbers and then turn them around, we're only ever going to have an ever-growing army, hopefully moving towards the war front.
So far, our plan is leave Tobias here. And I'm going to say Heron and Antigone as well. Leave them here so that when the people that we sent our invitations out to help us with the war arrive, they can be told where to go and what to do. And there's someone at the helm taking leadership over these people so they're not here wondering where the hell we went. And then while Tobias, Heron, and Antigone are taking care of that as very experienced and capable people, looks at Tobias, we can go to the insurrections and start turning the orcs to our side. That seems like a fantastic plan.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best one we've come up with since the show started.
Question.
Sounds like we got all the answers.
Question, PJ.
Yeah.
Is there like a portable version of that communication orb thing?
That was a ritual of the temple itself that Magistrate Bellina was calling upon as the leader of the Cultus Bellum. Probably won't be able to pull that out into the field.
Okay. What is there like do we know of a magical way for us to kind of magically almost instantaneously communicate with anybody from out in the field who were out in the field to contact people, basically Tobias in Alphon Prime?
You have seen with Nubian magic, they do send letters kind of at the speed of light with magical hawks. You don't really have access to magical hawks, unfortunately.
So you're saying that Nubians have cell phones?
Pretty much.
I think it's more of a form of Twitter. Little blue bird.
I hope they call it a squawk.
Oh my god.
I just got a squawk. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Please, PJ. Please.
Accepted. Yes, they absolutely call it a squawk. They send little tweets at each other with magical hawks. So and so liked what you put this morning. Tell them I said thank you.
The hawks have to be blue then.
Oh my god.
That just makes them cool.
Oh my actual god. But also, Shionibis's uncle sent her a message with a scarab. So that means he has freaking Blackberry.
Oh. If
I allow it, and knowing your uncle, he's so old school, he's like, why would I ever send a bird? Scarabs are just as fine. No, I'll do it. Send.
Would this be possible for us to hit up why am I blanking on his name? Magic House Man.
Isuo.
See if he has some kind of magical, like he has everything. So does he have like a blue bird we could buy or a scarab on the Mastery's dime?
They unfortunately don't have that, and they would tell you because that is a special form of Nubian magic. And out of respect for Nubia's culture, they are not going to start trying that. They're like, that's a Nubia thing. Tezuku is going to respectfully step out of their wheelhouse.
Okay, that's fair. So we don't have a way to do that, but now we know that it's canon in the world that we can.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I understand your concern, Rufa, about being able to communicate with our home base. That is definitely very important. And nobody here can scry. Or send message. You have to see people to send message.
Yeah, it doesn't have the range you really wanted to in this scenario.
Curse words.
The only thing I can really think of is like a scroll of dimensional door, but that would be super high level and hella expensive.
Yeah, and only use once, right?
Yeah, or I was gonna say wand, but once again, super expensive.
Well, how about this? Why don't we worry about what's closest to you guys, and then you can worry about communication later? Because right now, yeah, you're still kind of trapped with like most means of communication, but there are still other things that need to be kind of conquered first.
Like where we're going first?
Yes.
The first insurrection we're trying to turn.
Well, which one's closest?
One's happening here, right, at Alphon Prime, and then it's the other sections.
So you know that there is currently an insurrection happening outside of the city-state of Guts. You know there's happening outside the city-state of Methune. There is one a little outside Dunstan. There is one happening around the city of Bryx. And last but not least, there's one that's happening way to the center of Alphon, basically a half day's journey away from Chester and kind of that big unsettled area where you first ran into Legion Lejean.
So Bryx is on the way to Agrippa Pond Bear, which we were already trying to head to anyway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gotts is out of the way. And
actually, Gotts is really close by. Sorry.
No, I'm saying in the direction, right? Gotts is off to the other direction, is out of the way. And also the other one, that is off in the farmland. That's out of the way too, from traveling in the directions toward Bryax and everywhere else.
Yeah. And we also have a schedule of 2 days.
Mm-hmm. So if we get to Methune, we know we can get there within 1 day of 1 day from Alphon Prime, right? Because we did that the first time, or no? No, we didn't.
No.
We went to Fort Raggedy first.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went to Fort Raggedy and moved through. But if you go directly to Methune, you can probably get there in about half a day's journey from Adelphon Prime.
Okay, so
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I honestly do not think it's physically possible for us to hit every single one of those places within our 2-day time span limit.
No way.
The only thing we can really do is hit up as we're going to Agrippa upon a Bear.
Yeah.
And also not spend as much time. Like literally, you were just passing through, make a speech or do whatever, and just keep going to Agrippa upon a Bear for us to kind of meet that flying dragon ship
And
city thing.
hopefully whoever comes with us will follow us to Agrippa upon a Bear.
Yeah.
I don't think I agree. I don't think we can conquer all those different insurrections at once because of where they're placed, but collecting as many troops as possible. Now, if I remember right, was that on the way back? We stopped in Methune twice. That was never on the way to Bryax and then on to Agrippa upon a Bear, correct?
I just thought of something. Because we're gonna need forces to fight the dragon thingy. So could we have like our army forces just have them march nonstop towards Agrippa upon Bear, and we're following behind them, hitting up the cities, and hopefully maybe they could kind of at least they get there first, delay it enough for a day for us to get there. So we maybe could be extended one extra day.
Michael, make a warfare lore. Also, Methune is where we met Sam's character. And speaking of which, you know that so if you want to, because Dunstan and Bryax are kind of on the western coastline of the continent, you can hit Gots, keep going diagonally, hit the coastline, and then kind of sweep along the coast, going through Mollymoss to get to Agrippa upon a Bear directly.
Great. We're going through Mollymoss. If we can get the fairies on our side, if we can get the freaking fairies to help us win this war, we're set, guys.
Have the Fae steal Korrokos' name.
I'm
Have him be renamed Jeremy.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's how that works.
But we could try.
I got 28, by the way.
28 for warfare lore.
Yeah.
You know that moving your majority of your army, all of it or a bulk of it, to the south to help Agrippa upon a Bear will leave the major capital that you've been trying to defend for 50 episodes completely unprotected.
Right.
So you'd be overextending your forces and leaving the prime civilization of this continent undefended against a guy who's in a flying castle.
I was going to say like a quarter of our forces then or something.
If you want to extend any of your forces, you can. You still run the risk of losing the kind of full defense against a full frontal attack.
It is the simplest decision to convert people, grow our forces as we're going down. Because if we hit as many insurrections as we can, and we have an army traveling with us as we're going, we are gradually gathering more people as we go, and we will have enough forces by the time we get to Agrippa upon a Bear to deal with Korrokos. It's also the simplest solution.
I agree. I agree with Alona overall. I think as hard as it is, if Adelphon Prime falls, we don't have a chance anywhere else. We are and have been for quite some time the tip of the spear. We got to go out there alone. And, well, so far it's worked out. We've made some friends along the way. So I'm going to count it on it 2 more times.
Only 2, though.
Lufa doesn't know. Lufa still feels more comfortable with you, at least, even if a quarter or even a small squadron of forces along with us. Honestly, 5 people. Well, let's see, 5, 6 forces, 6 people. We will, if we quell the insurrections and recruit whoever we come across, yes, we can bolster our forces that way, but
Think about how many people we have. We are 6 people. We have you, me, Ichi, Woodward, Morel, and Shonibus.
in all honest, sorry.
No, go ahead. What's up?
In all honesty, Rufa has been quite surprised that we have made it as far as we have thus far with just the limited forces that we have.
It didn't take us long for all of us to try to fight Xanakin until one of us took him down. Is this just another step?
I feel confident taking it with the rest of you.
As much as I am against the war taking place and it coming to all of this with Xanakin and everyone else, I think we're the only ones who can fend it off.
Well, Rufa kind of looks back where Straight Belna and all the planning all that stuff is. In all honesty, Rufa would rather stay here, but also considering, and then he thinks about number 7. It might not be a good idea for Rufa to be around for too much longer at this point. So, all right. Who needs to live forever?
All right. Really quick. So, the 5 different locations of like the Orcish insurrection breaking off doing their own thing. What's the first spot you're going to go to?
What makes the most sense?
On the way to, so I know that Bryax is on the way to.
Yeah.
I know that there was one other place that was mentioned. I think it could have been Maythune was also on, like up and then across.
So Maythune is kind of in the center of all the city states kind of that encapsulate around Adelphon Prime. Gotz is to the left of Methune, and from Gotz, because it's kind of at a diagonal, you can keep going diagonally, hit the coast, and sweep along to go to Bryax and Dunstan, Molly Moss, and Agrippa upon a Bear.
And that would hit our time frame, right?
I'll probably do it about 2.5, maybe 3 days tops if you camp like every other day.
Honestly, if anything, I think it would be just made. We would just be not camp, like we were taking shifts, like those cross country trips in the old station wagon. Someone's always driving.
Yeah.
That kind of situation.
We don't have time to camp.
Do we skip? What city could we skip?
Molly Moss.
Yeah.
You could skip Molly Moss.
Yeah.
Molly Moss can take care of itself. It's a freaking Fae party town. They're gonna be just fine.
I was gonna say it's like if we have to stop, just if we need to cut a stop, Molly Moss is probably the easiest to cut because all the others have roads that actually lead to them. I highly doubt the main road from Gotz downward is through Molly Moss. I feel like a lot of people would go missing.
And honestly, with Molly Moth, it would be the least likely to agree to joining us from the list.
All right. So what's the first spot? Gotz or Methune?
I think it's Maythune.
Methune. Okay. So you all move right away before the sun can fully crest into 12 o'clock. You are on your cart with your giant arbalest. I'm imagining Joey is staying in Adelphon Prime with Tobias and Heron and Tick.
Unless Alona decided that we could start training Joey as a scout.
That's never gonna change, Rufa. I need you to stop asking me.
Oh, by the way, Rufa has also commissioned a new canvas top for the wagon. It's black with a red stripe down the side. If anybody could get that, they get a hero point. Do we
it's like a diagonal and a straight line, right?
Yeah.
Right, and there's a little wing on the back.
Yeah.
Good.
Joey is when he finds out he's going to be with Uncle Tobias and Aunt Hera and Aunt Antigone, he's like, oh, it's so great. I love it when they're together because they get so weird around each other. It's so funny. So you guys moved to Methune. Methune again has been under Ielenu's guidance for a long time at this point. The Night Centauri have finally come back. She has stepped down from leadership with the Night Centauri back. She does mention she just heard reports about there's something happening out in the woods of Methune before you leave Adelphon proper. She gives you some coordinates and she says, I don't know what it is. Scouts have been talking about some weird like animals have just been left mutilated. I don't know if it's hunting or what, but that's probably the direction you want to go, directly south of here. As you continue going south, sure enough, you are seeing like kind of skewered and flayed like boar and rabbits. The carcasses have been left, but the meat has been taken off the bones. It's kind of an unusual Thanksgiving situation gone horribly wrong every step of the way. Eventually, you start seeing some familiar trappings of warnings and massive spears kind of lodged into trees and until eventually you come across a campfire where there is easily 50 to 75 orcs just and all 75 of them stop in mid-eating as they look and they see you. A few of them start kind of reaching for like throwing axes. Some start reaching for like punching daggers. One of them starts kind of reaching off for like a spear. It's not there. And then he starts raising like the animal carcass like it's a weapon. Like,
PJ, really quick, can I roll a warfare lore check? What do orcs like best?
Warfare lore is not the one for that. If you have orc lore, you can do that.
Orc warfare?
No.
Darn.
Again, orc lore. But while that's happening, they're still looking at you with this like the one guy's got like the bunny carcass like ready to throw like a football.
Ilona snatched. I don't know who has the merit. Is it Woodward? Okay, Ilona's just gonna hold Woodward up with the merit and goes,
Woodward's
wait.
holding
Right. Woodward holds the necklace up.
I'm just envisioning Alone holding up Woodward, holding up the amulet now.
All right, so you hold up the necklace, and the one who's got like the rabbit ready to go like a football goes, "What? What is this?"
Woodward, do you want to?
Look, so Ichi, right?
Wait. Woodward needs to hold up Itchy now.
No, he doesn't.
We've reached an improbable encounter.
You canonically cannot.
She's rock. She is rock. She's solid. She's an absolute unit. We cannot lift her.
Complete unit.
Yes.
Ilona moves Woodward away from her face. Hello. Is it like glowing or anything? Is it like glowing?
Yeah, it's definitely glowing.
Okay. We are the tip of the spear, and we have the merit of Xanakin. Xanakin, if you don't know, was a general for Korrokos, but then he realized Korrokos has it all wrong, and he was going against Korrokos. But then he and our friend Ichi over here, the absolute unit, got into a big battle, and they fought to the death. And then when Korrokos died, he told Ichi there was no hard feelings, and that we could totally talk to y'all, and that y'all would fight for us instead. Because Korrokos has it all wrong, and y'all could be much happier if you just fought for us.
I want. So what? 1 second. So as they're talking, Ichi, you notice that the orcs are kind of looking dumbfounded the minute Ilona starts talking. They do not speak common; they speak orcish, and they're kind of like, "What?"
I will probably not notice that until Alona gets like all the way through what she says. And I'll notice it and be like, oh. She said, we have a very famous orc spirit here to talk to you all. Does it talk? She looks at Alona, but she said that in Orcish.
So I want Alona and Ichi to roll diplomacy checks. You get to decide who is assisting who. While you're doing that, Michael, what was that?
Actually, always gonna be two things. One was Rufus gonna write in his notes Ichi's new nickname, the Absolute Unit.
The Absolute Unit. I love it.
And also he was gonna, elbow Ichi, goes, say what she said, but clean up the rambling.
Also, Reef Psyche, can I have another hero point? Sorry, I know I gave you one this episode, but
Okay,
also, while I'm stalling
take-
until he hears me and sees that this is okay, can I read what Eric Jackson wrote in chat? Because it's freaking hilarious.
I just
Before
looked at it
you
myself.
do, I'm just
Okay.
gonna put it out there that I'm using a hero point right now. So now proceed.
Okay, so please read what Eric Jackson wrote,
Okay.
please.
10 years ago, an adventuring party was sent to prison by military court for a crime they didn't commit. These PCs promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade in the Adelphon Prime Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as mercenaries of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the legends.
Da, 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 da,
Da, da,
da.
Eric Jackson, you get a hero point. Good at any Edge of Legend game or home game. I don't care what your GM says, they're good. So you get a hero point, Eric Jackson.
Can I aid?
Reef Psyche says that I get just one more.
Just
So I
one
really
more.
Good,
Out.
good.
I
so
know.
Don't get
let's
walked on,
say-
Reef.
Set boundaries, limitations.
Get up to that face. I know it's hard.
Can I aid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I with my hero point rolled a 19 for a 28 total. So
28 total. Nice. So that now is, I know Rufus aiding. Alona, are you rolling 8 or are you rolling your own diplomacy check?
I'll roll 8. It was a 25.
Nice. Okay.
Thank you.
What you
Reef
got
Psyche.
from you, Rufa?
I got a 30 on a 14 roll.
God bless. Okay.
I'm really good at diplomacy.
So thank you, Reep for that hero point. Eric Jackson, hope you like that hero point. As all of you work together, your combined total is a 34 diplomacy, including the +2 from the merit of Xanakin. As you reach out to them, and Ichi is trying to translate, and Rufus is trying to delegate, and Alona is speaking from the heart, and Woodward's just being picked up like a cat that doesn't want to be picked up, holding a necklace out in front of it like it's radioactive. 75 orcs kind of look at you, stand up. The one with like the rabbit carcass kind of slowly puts it down. He listens to your speech, starts chewing on it like an apple. Huh. And in Orcish, each you hear them say, "Hey, fellas, everyone else, get out here. We made some really good points." Suddenly, another 100 orcs start breaking out through the forest. Yeah, we went hunting, and should we kill them? No. They're talking sense. What are they saying? Xanakin? Oh yeah, I love that guy. He's like the best guy. Yeah, he's the best guy. Yeah. So they have a soul. No way. Yeah, way. They have a soul.
yeah, way. Because Ichi speaks Orcish.
And he died in honorable combat with someone that he trusted. They looked you. Honorable combat. He trusted you guys, right?
It was me.
Good enough for me. Guys,
It
he
was a good
trusted him
time.
with
I mean,
Yeah.
except for the part where he died, but like it was still a good time.
hey.
Hey,
No
hey,
hard
hey,
feelings.
hey.
No hard feelings. No hard
Yeah.
feelings.
yeah, right? Orcs.
And they look at each other and they look at you and they look at the mayor of Xanakin and they go, guys, I think we're a part of something bigger. I know we're a part of something bigger. Get the spears. This is dumb. We're rolling out. You have now just collected over 175 orcs for your personal army.
I'm just waiting for the theme song to kick in.
Autobots, move out. Go to the next one.
I love it in the chat. They're like, meat's not on the menu, boys? Question mark. Thank you.
We're
Thank you,
the L
Kikosamek.
team.
The L team, the legend team. So you now have 175 Black Spear orcs who are like, yeah, you know what? Xanakin's a good guy. Korrokos is kind of a prick. I think we're on the wrong side of this. Let's join these guys.
Edgelords, no. Spirit necklaces, yes.
Yes.
That
So
was awkward.
So with one and
hedge.
What?
No, this is a deep cut. Hedge lords. Because hedge magic. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, for the golf clap pun, out of pity, I'll give you a hero point.
Pity point, yay!
Pity hero point. So the question is, where are you going to go to next?
Wait,
It was Gots, right? Maythune, Gots.
Maythune, Guts, and then around the coast to get Bryax and Dunson.
yeah.
Yes, skipping the horrible place we don't speak of.
The place that you don't want your background story to come up. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Right around
You
it.
didn't even go there.
Yeah, I was in a pickle barrel.
Yeah, he was conveniently not. I actually, in real life, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. 'Cause I'm
I
sure it was
actually
really
wasn't
valid.
there. I wasn't there for the episode. I think I was in a place with no internet access.
Yeah. Which is okay because life happens and that's what's important. So you go from that forest over to the forest just outside of Guts. Give me a survival check.
Here.
All of us?
All of us.
Okay.
18.
18,
15.
15.
Woodward, he got a nat 1.
No.
I'm gonna put it up to, at this point the party gets it, but the entire travel is like, yeah, you know, guys, I don't think we really need to go. Like, we could cut off some time if we went around Molly Moss. Like, we just cut down the coast. And we just cut down the coast. We don't really need to go through the forest part with all, I mean, remember the names and the pickle barrels, and the entire time they're traveling down is just trying to convince them to just loop around Molly Moss and not step foot inside of it.
Can I just say Rufa the entire time was kind of arguing against that because he still really likes the idea of stealing Korrokos' name and having it replaced with Jeremy.
If you ask me, you're just salty that you lost your name and you were called Jeremy until you got it back in a dance battle.
Imagine
So-
Korrokos in a dance battle to get his name back.
I would love that, not gonna lie. All right, Sam, what was your survival check?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Not good.
Oh no, dirty 20.
That's not bad at all.
Good.
All right. So really fast, I want everyone to give me a diplomacy check. Be right back. We're gonna do one big unified diplomacy check.
Okay, this is literally dependent on everybody else in the party.
Well,
Don't
while
worry.
we do that, which dice should I use? Should I use the giant? Oh, come on.
Yes,
It's real big boy.
it's awesome.
It's the big boy.
Yeah, how often have you rolled that? I haven't seen it yet.
Roll the chonker.
The
Yeah.
chonker quite
Yeah.
a few times.
The absolute unit.
The absolute unit. All right, I'm gonna charge it up slowly and dramatically to buy time.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like I.
Yeah.
We're rolling diplomacy checks.
Ian, don't worry. I got a really good roll.
Thank you so much because you're everybody else is holding up this team.
All right.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Same thing again.
Oh, I have a pity point. I'm gonna use it.
Did I use my hero point too? Oh, I have one more. Hell yeah.
It's better.
Much better.
Like, I just want to say, like, seriously, if anybody ends up playing a human in any future games, the level 1 cooperative nature feat is so
Yep.
good at
Yep.
aiding.
Yeah.
So good.
Ooh,
You get a +4 on helping people, your teammate.
wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. And especially if you play like a skill monkey character who has like already really high skills, it gets sickening.
Let's get sickening.
Yeah.
Laganja Stranja joke, if you know it. So we all did pretty good.
Yeah. After
So,
one
yeah.
hero point, I've done well.
Oh yeah, my pity point.
Yeah.
I mean, considering we already, we got one team on our side, we're good at this
Mhm.
point. We're masters at this. We got this on lock.
I just got held up last time.
I just realized we might run into some problems when we get to Bryax, considering what our army consists of.
Really fast, speed much. What is everyone's diplomacy check? It's going to combine for one total master diplomacy check.
I got another 25.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
21.
Amazing.
I was really excited about my 19 until right now.
And
19 is really good.
And I will cap this up with a 30.
Shit. Okay. Well, the DC to
Close.
beat was 80, and you guys beat the crap out of it. So you start moving through the forest. Into the forest just outside of Gots. And as you do, you start realizing that you're being tracked by someone. Eventually, you get to a large clearing, and an ambush springs up. The minute the ambush springs up, your necklace starts to glow. The orcs pause as they have spears ready, knives, and throwing axes, all armed. They look at you confused and cautious. What do you say to them?
Ichi.
Yeah, I think this is on Ichi.
You know, everybody looks at Itchy.
I want to try to stop the advancing orc army behind us. So it's not just a huge army, leading another army, but I also want them to see that they're on our side.
Yeah. Also, quick question.
Mhm.
Is Super Orc with us, or is Super Orc back in
No.
Alphon Prime?
No, he's definitely back
Okay.
out on Prime. He's
I
definitely back.
was
on
just
Prime.
curious. I was just wondering, do we bring Super Orc or not?
Super orc. Super orc. Ichi says, "Oh, hi. Have you seen our Xanakin spirit necklace?"
You guys know Xanakin?
Yeah.
Well-
He's our bro. Well, he was our bro. Well, I fought him in Mortal Kombat and won, which if you do the math, I was never good at math, but if you do the math, that means he's dead. Let me just let you sit with that for a moment.
No, I'm pretty much with you. Yeah. That means that you killed him and his spirit is with you, which mean oh my goodness. So he pats his chest and he kind of gestures towards you. So no hard feelings, right?
No hard feelings. Right.
Huh. Okay. So now you have my completely undivided orcish attention. So what are you
Yes.
doing here?
Yeah, so tip of the spear, and then she's gonna do the Cliff Notes version of what she's heard Alona say before.
Okay, so they kind of nod their head and they look to each other, and they all kind of turn back and they go, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I liked Xanakin a lot better than I liked Korrokos. Korrokos kind of struck me as a what's the word? The human word. A dick. He kind of strikes me as a dick.
You're picking up that slang well.
Yeah. We've been around Adolfon for like 3 months. We learned a lot of stuff.
Your pronunciation is pristine.
Thank you. I've been working very hard on my Adolfonese. It has not been easy, let me tell you. They don't have geminates. What? They don't shorten their words to shorthand sentences. they're too pompous. They really
Excessive,
have
really.
yeah, gratuitous, I think is what
Mm.
they'd call it. Like, come on, shorten it
Ooh,
up. I don't have all
The
day.
vocabulary on, yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you. Hey, Zogza, she gets it. She understand. Yeah, whatever. Look, he eats tar. He doesn't know. Just whatever.
Good. So they're on our side now.
Yes, after
Nailed it.
the weirdest conversation, this is all an orc. After this weird conversation, they're laughing and the orc's like, in common, he slowly says, everyone, we work with them now. And suddenly 400 orcs come out from the forest and they're like, it's okay.
Oh.
And they start joining the others.
Did we get a tribe from them? Black Spear was the last one.
Yes, these are all Black Spear tribes as well.
Thank you.
Wow, big. Okay.
Okay.
Also, Ian, you should be very, very happy. You want to know why? Because we're essentially our group name to the orcs are Xanakin's friend.
Xanakin's friend. It's close. It's so close. Hey, we knew Xanakin. Come join our army. Easy as that.
Can we just change Joey's name to Zanakin then?
No, what? No.
There's Joey somebody going, like, in the just hearing the universe talk to him. What? No, why? My name is Joey.
We're your friends.
Really quick,
we're your
before we
friends.
go to Bryax, Rufa's gonna kind of counsel the group. We might want to be careful with our new orcish friends with their former captor, the dwarves.
Gotcha. So we walk in, we tell the orcs to wait over here. We walk in, we explain to the dwarves that the orcs a lot of orcs have changed their minds. They realize Korrokos is a pretty bad guy, and we know that Brax has been through a lot of crap with the orc army, but like it's cool now, like everyone's on the same page, like we're working on it, and we got to go save Agrippa Panobert.
Yes, if anything, let Rufa find he has a friend there, Aeon. He might be able to help us out.
But so does Woodward.
I feel like the conversation here is going to be a little bit harder than the ones we're having with the orcs, and I'm confused by that. Okay, so I guess we can call upon our friends for. We just got to get the message passed, right? That we've collected troops from here on out.
Yeah, if you want to message Edelfon Prime right now that you got a total of 575 orcs already allied with you, you totally can.
I think we need to try to warn the city that we have this many orcs and that we're moving in on the warfare, like the warfare front, before we get to the next city. Does that make sense? So when we collect them, we can then send word a second time. I don't know if I have.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why kind of what Rufus was kind of suggesting we have at least a couple of people with them as runners.
Right, but we may be able to get somebody from each town to do so.
Do we do that? PJ?
Yeah, sure. You can any way you know how. You can try to do any sort of with a bird. You could try to send a bird with a message. You could try to do a spell. You could try to do a secret message. Roof, you can try and reach out to Aorn. He is your contact for Bryax, and also Woodward as well.
I mean, we could always just send somebody from one of the towns and have them Paul Revere it.
Yeah, I just feel like if
orcs are coming,
I think I think it's kind of in both directions. Is like I don't know what conversation we're going to be able to have with Aorn, and I mean I do have a card up my sleeve for that conversation, but with 575 orcs rolling up, we're not exactly going to be quiet about it. So I think we need to send word that we are showing up with this many orcs before we just descend on Bryax.
So somebody from like a human townsperson from Methune, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Or Gots. I mean,
Gots.
Or
now you're
Gots.
currently
Or
in
Gots. Yeah. Or from Gots. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, we get two of them, one towards Bryax and one back towards Adel Farm Prime and just have them, like I said, Paul Revere it. The orcs are coming, but they're good.
I don't know how to find our friend in Bryax because he's probably been kicked out if the orcs are inhabiting it.
Well, I'll say this: if you guys make a
Right.
diplomacy check, they will carry that diplomacy check to Bryax for you.
No, yeah, Bryax was retaken by the dwarves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we were going to Bryax to get more of the orcish troops.
No, we're
No.
going to Bryax to recruit the dwarves to go to Agrippa upon
Okay,
Yeah.
that means I am sorry. I understand why I was getting strange looks with some of the things I was saying. Okay, so if it's the dwarves, then yeah, I guess we just go there. I've completely derailed this.
No, it's fine. I
No.
will say, no, you're fine. I will say, I did mention earlier there was an insurrection happening outside of Bryax, not in Bryax. So there is orc presence outside of that city in that general part of the continent. However, there's also a dwarven military that is there in Bryax as well. I just want to make sure because I know I said
Got it.
something.
Yeah,
earlier, so
yeah.
I'm-
Sorry.
I would-
Maybe
no, no.
that's where I crossed things. So then we can just head to Bryax and go straight in. And if we run into the orcs who are part of that insurrection outside, we can hopefully bring them with us and quell the tensions.
Absolutely.
If they're on the other side, maybe we can get the orcs to put, or the dwarves to put down their weapons, so then we can go talk to the orcs. So
Yeah.
moving forward, I think would be the best plan at this point. We don't need to send any messages.
Okay. So you're rushing forward. You're not camping for the night, right?
No.
Cool. Give me a perception check. Who has night vision? I'm sorry, night vision. Who's got dark vision?
Everybody except for me.
I have low light vision,
Okay.
not dark vision.
That is true. Low light
Sam-
vision.
Yeah. Sam, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Night vision. What am I thinking? Okay. So I need Sam and Woodward to roll normally. I need Sidney to roll perception with a -2. And our boy here, the only human of the party, and God bless you for being human, perception. And I'm going to say -4 on this check.
So I'm
I know
taking
there's
a
probably
minus.
for math, but
I actually need to have a -2 because I also have low light vision.
okay, good.
Because
Then-
for my gnome ancestry, I get low light vision, but in exchange for that, I have the sensate.
I'm actually going to keep regular for the sensate because I know the imprecise scent. I think we can do it.
Right.
could work.
Okay.
23.
23 for Lona's solid perception.
26.
26 solid. What do you have, Rufa?
Does my case bonus come in play on this one?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. 21.
21,
I got a 24 total.
24. Okay. 26, 23, 24. Okay. So as you all start moving towards Bryax, Woodward, you smell something unusual. You are not yet at the coastline, and yet you smell the salty, sweet smell of the sea, almost like it's walking on land, like it's moving towards you, and it's coming towards your right side of your cart pretty quickly. Smell something else too. Somewhere in that general area, you smell the sea, but you also smell something metallic, something sour, something harsh. You smell blood. As you're smelling this and you're starting to look to your right, everyone else looks to the right, and deep in the darkness, you see a form trudging through the forest. It's tall, it's haggard. Sam, looking into the darkness, with 7 harpoons through his back, dragging an axe along the ground, you see Larry and Voss come stumbling into view. And he just comes stumbling in. His face is pallid. His lips are dry, cracked, chapped. You see his whole skin looks blistered by the sun. He probably has been on dry land way too long. You see the runes in his body pulsing with a never slowing heartbeat that is probably his own ever slowing heartbeat. And as he's dragging his own axe, Halfson to land. He looks at you. Just whatever rage is keeping him alive, looking at you, he goes, Zaka is coming here. I left. He filled my back like a pincushion. And he's coming to kill you for killing his brother. Now, if you excuse me, I'm very tired. And he collapses on the ground in front of you.
Did Rufa give him water?
Also, he might be dehydrated, but he also has 7 spears in his back.
It was a saltwater though that we had to
Oh,
find,
yeah.
right? It was specifically the saltwater. I know we ended up putting him in a river, but it was like it wasn't just any river. We had to find something with an inlet.
Could we?
The sea.
I don't know science wise, but could we just mix salt and the water that we have on hand?
Ishi, I'm gonna give you this one because he literally collapses into your arms because you're the first person that sees him. You've also been cursed by his mother, so give me an Arcana check with a +1.
+1. That's 12.
He needs something. It's about the wording. It's not about the thing. Sidney, what were you gonna roll?
I was gonna roll a nature check to find salt water nearby.
Do it.
Okay. That's not gonna work. Well, no. That's a 16.
Not bad. You know, the closest salt water nearby would easily be the coast. It's a bit of a trek. It's probably going to pull you off course by a couple hours, but once you're there, you'll survive.
Can I just heal him instead?
If you want to, sure. You will have to pull the 7 harpoons out of his back.
While this is going on, could I mix salt and water to see if it works?
Give me an Arcana or occultism check.
Okay.
Is that a nat 20?
Yep.
All right.
It actually it was like it was like 2, but then it at the last moment rolled to no 20.
You know that according to talking, like what you've heard talking to him, the curse of the sea wolf means he has to be on sea. Salt water is not the sea. It's just salt and water.
Okay. I'm taking this from chat. Reap Psyche asked if we can summon a bat and then fly him there. Would that shorten our time literally at all?
If you basically use the bat to like pick up Larry and Voss and drop him in the water, that will definitely save Larry and Voss. You mean like both you and Larry and Voss?
I mean, I was gonna, take him, hopefully nurse him back to health. But like, if all we need to do is just plop him in some water like a freaking avocado, then we'll do it.
I mean, the sea wolf curse, if he's away from salt water for too long, he literally dies. So yeah.
Okay.
At least we
It
won't need a
feels like-
papoose this
It
time.
feels like reckless abandonment to just drop him in the water without us being there. But if his whole purpose was just to let us know that Zaka was on his way, then I guess.
Oh no, I just didn't know. I didn't know if you wanted to like drop him off the
I mean,
water
we
or
could
go
take
with him
him.
to the water.
We could go with him.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
should go.
I didn't know.
We
should
have
also-
enough
okay.
bats. We're
yeah,
going to take him to the water. All of us.
Okay.
we should also pull out the spears.
No.
No.
No. We should leave the spears in until he gets to the water, because if we release the spears, then he's just going to bleed to death. So the spears can stay in his body for now, until we get to the water.
What a picture.
What a
I
picture.
was gonna say, wouldn't if we heal him, like pull the spirit out, heal him, the wounds be healed, but he still needs the hydration thing.
I'll say this: if you guys want to move him with the bat as a team to the water, that's easily doable. It's about 5 minutes of travel time instead of the couple of hours, but because the bat is going as fast as possible.
Let's do that.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
Landing in the water, you see Larry and Voss suddenly, like, the color returns to his lips and his cheeks. The cracked skin starts to fall off, And he starts kind of screaming in anger and a little bit of pain as he's now kind of feeling all 7 harpoons on his back.
Should we pull him out now?
Is he fully healed?
He's swearing a lot. You're pretty sure he's doing okay.
Okay. So after like a few minutes of him being fully healed, we're flying our bats back to the army and we're continuing on.
We're still gonna be pulling out the spears though, right?
Well, I'm assuming at this point, the way water heals is that as it's healing, he's gonna get the spears pushed out of him.
He does seem to insist on ripping them out himself, but as he's doing them, he does tell you he found Zaka on the pirate city inhabited by monsters. Zaka was very, very angry and tried to kill all of Ulfgard Company, personally storming their boat and getting into a battle with just Larry and Voss. I say half of Ulfgard was slaughtered in the fight. After they blew up the boat, Ulfgard was put onto a safety raft made out of debris by Larry Voss. As Larian swam away, this gun that they have on the ship fired like 20 harpoons at Larry Voss. 7 littered his back. He has been swimming for about 3 days, nonstop, with 7 harpoons in his back. With that, he saw Zaka being flown somewhere to the far northeast continent, just before the mists of Kaim Malan. And he says, as I saw him fly away, I saw in the misty morning a horrible creature with another orc and something else flying towards him. I don't know what this is, but this happened pretty quickly. And to be fair, I've just kind of been swimming on autopilot for 3 days with 7 harpoons in my back.
Great. So this means that Zaka is now on Korrokos' side because he hasn't heard our story and he doesn't understand that we killed his brother and he was okay with it. And now he's back on Korrokos' side. Love that for us.
I mean, why it does seem to be a huge detriment, I don't know if there was anything we probably could have done to get him over to our side. At the end of the day, the orcs kind of have to believe in the necklace and our entire story to make it work. And if he's that pissed off, I don't know if he would have.
The one thing I can say for sure is that this is where we're going to be ending episode 57 of Edge of Legend. And next week when we come back, the heroes will be going to Bryax, dealing with that situation, as well as Zaka coming in from the northeast and Korrokos in the south. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, I trust these heroes to figure out what to do. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in for episode 57. We're going to say our goodbyes and wish you a merry night. That being said, let's start with Michael Powell. Please tell them who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and you can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is at Mr. Kapow, that's MRKAPAO, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff like my YouTube channel called Fantastic Tales of Adventure. Also, on Thursdays, I'm usually on the Toyzilla Network channel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to talk about toys and just have fun with some nostalgia stuff. So yeah, it's a really good time. Hope to see you there. And on Saturday, I believe Pacific Standard Time is 10 a.m. I will be with the lovely Sam Sterling here for PaizoCon Europe over on the PJ. I believe it was the Paizo
Paizo official.
Hmm?
Paizo official.
Yes, the Paizo official page. So yeah, I'll be playing a swashbuckler by the name of Peshzar Shin.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Next up, Sidney Rubino, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, my name is Sidney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. That's SIDNEYRUBINO. It's right here on my name tag. It's just at my name. I tried to make it simple. I hope that works. And if you like stories or having stories being read to you, I do have my own YouTube channel where I dress up in character and I read stories of mythology, lore, fairy tales. Right now I'm reading through this very awesome book of fairy tales, and we are actually on legitimately the chapter that talks about fairies. So I am incredibly excited to read that. So if you like being read to and talking about stories, follow me there.
Absolutely. And I think every Tuesdays, I probably missed it. Every Tuesdays it comes out on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Next up, Sam, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, hello, I am Sam. You can find me at Hey Sam Sterling all over the internet places. And yeah, like Michael said, super excited to play with PaizoCon. I'll be on it Saturday morning, bright and early. I'll be awake, I promise. I also promise that I'm not gonna do a British accent for all of those actual European people. Not gonna. Nope.
I feel you 100%. I was like, should I do an accent? No, I'm not doing that. Ian, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey everybody, my name is Ian. If you want to find me on Twitter or our Discord, you can find me at Bearded Scald. If you want to see anything I do outside of that, you can check out witchandheathen.com, a small business I own with me and my fiance. We just did a release last weekend, but we still have things up on the shop, so go check it out. But my shout out goes to Marcy Mahoney, who makes these dice portraits. The lovely dice I was playing with tonight, you can see there, and in the center of the actual sketch. You can follow her at Marcy_Mahoney, that's MARCY_MAHONEY at Instagram. So check her out. You send in your photo and of your dice, and that's what comes out of it, which is pretty sick. So go ahead and check her out. Check what I'm doing out and join our Discord. I'd love to chat with you all.
Awesome. Okay, well, I guess this leaves little old me. My name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.megaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me, let's have fun when I'm out here with these legends every week. You can find me and Michael Powell here on Tuesdays, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as we talk about all things related to TTRPGs and Paizo and all this really cool stuff. This weekend, as you heard, Michael and Sam will be doing the PaizoCon Online Europe 2021. I will also be participating, but on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For all you awesome people in Europe, I believe that's 6 p.m. I'm really bad at time zones. Yeah, they're gonna be doing the thing. I'm gonna be doing the thing a day before. Come see me be a swashbuckler named and inspired off of Jack Black. I will be playing Jack Black as a swashbuckler with a big old belly and awesome hot kicks and come on, yeah! So I'm gonna just try to be goofy and have a good time at 10 a.m. There won't be enough coffee in the world, but I'm gonna be doing my best. I would be there Saturday, but I'm gonna go off and play with my LARP friends, Super LARP. I'm gonna be playing Captain Liberty. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain that. I'm gonna be punching bad guys and saving the world. And last but not least, next Friday, the 27th, I will be joining Ashley the Bard, as well as the DMB and a few others, for a Vampire the Masquerade game. I'll be playing a Ventrue named Marcus Dawson, who is a very evil trillionaire who owns the world's biggest monopoly on cartoons, comic books, and movie enterprises and music. So come see me play a very, very evil vampire with lots of money on a boat. Next Friday, the 27th as well. Can put on my vampire fangs and everything. So until then, hopefully we get some more awesome announcements for you guys. Hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Kyle, we love you. Hope you have a good night. I'll see you guys here, same that time, same that channel for Edge of Legend.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on, I gotta do the raid thing.
Yep.
I gotta do the raid.
Who are we
Stick
raiding?
tentacles while you raid.
We are. I should have done this. We are raiding, but then it might take too long and I ruin everything. We are raiding someone called Nat20. So
Yeah.
Good.
let's see what they're up to. All right, everyone, we're gonna be raiding in 3, 2,
Let's play
1.
some D&D.
We're playing D&D even better. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.